The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 323, being recorded on September the 20th, 2020. I am one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Walks Out. Today, I'm joined by my friend from Little Big Ohio, the Mayo, Steve Willier. Welcome back, Steve. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, Jesus?
Hey. Hi.
Little Big Ohio, huh?
It's getting little and big. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome. And our friend, the Gunny Chief, Henley, could not be here at the moment. He may join us later. I don't know. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go grocery shopping, guys. I'm like, grocery shopping? Who the fuck? Doesn't he know he has a podcast to do? Like,
right.
This is like an every week thing. He's been doing this for the last 4 years now. Like, this is like an every week thing. And he's just like, I gotta make plans right during the podcast, right during the hour we're gonna record.
Right.
He has to make plans.
Dedicated schedule recording time that we go by every week.
Yeah, our set schedule that we use every single week and start right on time every week. And he has to just go and ruin it. Damn it, Gunny. Fucking Gunny. Anyways, people, you can follow us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. We do have a Twitter account, and we tweet on the Twitter account. Join us on Facebook. Horrible Gamers Podcast is our page. And the page, there is a link to our group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. Yeah, search that, and you can just join it and answer some questions, very easy questions, and then we let you into the group. It's a private group, so everything you post in the group stays in the group. Also, quick shout out to our Patreons at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers. If you want to support the show, you can head on over there and support the show with the monies, like our friend Adam Sunday has. Thank you, Adam. Bill Garner II, Brandon Willard, Chad, Evan Tanaka, Henley M, Commandalorian, Jason Sams, Jesse Kraft, John Jerome, Jonathan Big D Hall, Native Lives Matter, Nipron, Pork Chapu, Robbie Wheat, Robert Noble, Sean Patrick, Steve Willier, and Vader Holic. Thanks to all of you for being patrons. I fucking love you guys. Thanks to all of you.
Speaking of, I had Evan Tanaka reach out to me the other day.
Oh.
Good old Shirt Pockets. I haven't spoken with him for a while.
Shirt Pockets. I missed that guy. Anyways, big shout out to Jason Sands for being the newest Patreon member. He says he's been wanting to be a Patreon for a very long time. He's excited because he has the PS5 pre-ordered. PS5 on lock.
Nice.
Congratulations. Yeah, he messaged me on the PlayStation like the first day they went on pre-order. He was like, hey, I got a fucking PS5. Jesus, I hope you got one too. Like, I messaged him like, I didn't get one. I still haven't been able to. But congratulations to him, and thank you for becoming a Patreon. And a quick shout out to Stitcher. You can head over to Stitcher.com/premium and sign up for a premium account. On Stitcher, you get access to ad-free listening as well as exclusive content and podcasts that are partnered with them on networks and all that good stuff. To get a free month of Stitcher Premium when you sign up for a month-to-month account, just use promo code Horrible Gamers, and you get a free month when you sign up for Stitcher Premium. Use promo code Horrible Gamers. And if you want to support the show by wearing some gear, some HGP stuff, like a clock or a block or some socks, head over to Redbubble Mayo and search for Horrible Gamers, and you can just simply buy some stuff. It all goes to support the show. Thanks.
I'm on my way right now. Some. Oh, I need some Ohio weather hoodies over here. It's getting chilly already.
It's getting chilly. I heard in Wyoming it's like snowing where Brink lives. I'm like, dude, it's fucking it's fucking September. What do you mean it's snowing? He's like, yeah, dude. Like it started snowing like last month. They got like their first snow. I'm like, what the fuck? Like that's horrible. That's fucking horrible. I'm sorry. That must fucking suck. Anyways, get on over there and get yourself some gear at Redbubble. Quick shout out to our friend Ricky Alfaros for the intro music to the podcast and the outro music to the podcast. Electro Kung Fu is the outro song that we're going to be using this week. And the intro song is called The Final Stage. Special song made just for us. Yeah. Well, Mayo, I guess it's time. And we should talk about what we've been playing. Well, let me talk to you about what I've been playing this week.
Okay.
I played some more Call of Duty. Yeah, big surprise. Big surprise. Me and Brink.
Woo.
And me and Brink were playing some Warzone the other day. I don't really ever play Warzone unless I play with Brink. Like, I noticed that I don't really play that by myself ever. At first I did, and like, I just kind of fell off of it. I only play the multiplayer by myself, which is like all the time, almost every day. But the Warzone, me and him got in there. We fucking did pretty good on against like some fucking squads. We like fucked them up. Like we did some like SEAL Team 6 shit, Mayo, and fucked some people up like real bad. It was a lot of fun. We never won, but we did fuck some people up. So that was a lot of fun. Warzone is still going pretty strong, and I'm glad to hear that it's going to be supported until like next year, because it's going to continue after, even when Black Ops comes out. They already said that Warzone will be included with that game, so it's going to be like a tie over. I wonder how that's going to work. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because they're obviously going to introduce guns and stuff from the new Call of Duty. So I wonder, like, if in Warzone they're just going to have a mixture of like kill streaks from the new Call of Duty and Modern Warfare, or how's that going to work? Because, you know, in Cold War, the kill streaks are kind of based on like Vietnam era warfare, like UAV jammers and fucking spy plane, the U-2 spy plane, all like shit like that. You know what I mean? So I wonder if we're gonna just like mix them all together in the Warzone. It's gonna be kind of weird, like using like old school guns and shit. You know? I wonder.
Yeah, well, it'll be paid DLC probably. You're probably gonna go into Warzone and probably have to buy the guns, unless you own the Cold War. Maybe.
I don't know. So there's that. Call of Duty's a lot of fun, man. Like I fucking love that game. It's Modern Warfare is the best Call of Duty they've made in such a long time.
What are we officially up to gig-wise?
215, because I just re-downloaded it this morning because I wiped my computer once again last night. I deleted everything. There's something on it was pissing me off. I don't even know what it was. It was like something really small and dumb. Oh, I know what it was. It was Game Pass. Motherfucking Game Pass. Fucking Game Pass, dude. That shit, it's stupid as fuck. I'm sorry, people that are like big fans of Game Pass on the Xbox. I get it. Like on the Xbox, it works perfect. On PC, it's like a fucking mess. Okay, like you get on there and you try to install a game, and like I have a M.2 drive, like you guys are gonna have on your new consoles. Mm-hmm. The super fast, like this shit writes like 4 gig speeds and all that shit. Right? And I'm gonna use this shit for gaming. That's what I want my fucking games to be on, especially like Crusader Kings and shit like that. I want that shit to load quick. So, naturally, when I go to install a game, I want to change it to be installed on my NVMe drive. But Microsoft is like, no, you can't do that. Can't do that. We have to install this on your C drive, which is your standard SSD drive. That's only 600 gigs. And we're going to install it there. And I'm like, but why? I want you to install it on the fucking E drive, not the fucking C drive. And it's kind of bullshit. So I'm just like pissed off at Microsoft for that bullshit. It really sucks.
There is a process to do that. I've done
How?
that myself before.
How?
After the show, I'll have to look it up again.
Because it tells
You have to
me.
go to your Windows settings and then
Okay, yeah, I
your
know.
storage.
I know you have to change it to where it says like change the default location for installed apps. So I go there and I select okay, change it to the E drive, and it's like error whatever the fuck, and then I look up the error, and it's telling me that the error means that I don't have administrative power to do that. I'm like, what do you mean I don't have administrator privilege? I am the owner of this fucking computer. Who the fuck else is the administrator? The fuck computer decided to be the administrator itself? Like, what the fuck, you know? What's going on here, Mayo? What's going on?
Yeah. I'll have to try to see if I can walk you through it later.
Like
I remember having something similar like that happen to me back when Game Pass first came out, or it might have been before Game Pass. It had been when we was using the Windows Store, and I was trying to move like an app around or something like that, and it wouldn't let me. And I'm like, "What are you saying? What do you mean I can't?"
It's like the computer decided, "Fuck you! I'm the administrator. You have no rights to do anything in this bitch."
Right.
And it's like, "Fuck
it
you,
gives me the option
motherfucker!
now. Like,
I own
it says,
you."
Like, do you want to put it on this drive or do you want to put it on that drive? So.
Bitch ass computer. Anyways, that's the problem with Xbox, and that's why I reset my whole computer because of that. It like pissed me off. Like I was fucking mad. I wanted to play what was it? Like it was like not City Skylines. It was like something no, it wasn't FTL. Was it State of Decay? Right? And I already had State of Decay installed on my NVMe drive because remember I deleted the files last week, but I'd never deleted like all the files. So all my games were still on my hard drive. So most of the launchers were pretty smart, and they just scanned my computer and they're like, "Hey, we found this game on your so-and-so drive. Like you don't have to install it again." Cool, Rockstar Launcher. Cool, Steam. Hey, Epic. Pretty cool. You guys got your shit together. And here's Xbox. We don't know where the file is. This doesn't exist. You got to re-download this. I'm like, this shit is right here. I'm clicking on it for you. And it's like, no, we don't see it. It's like, you motherfucker.
The guys that make Windows themselves, can't figure it out.
You motherfuckers. It pissed me off. That's why. And then when I went to uninstall the game, right, from the NVMe drive, it's telling me I can't. Because I don't have the power to do that. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like you can't delete this, Jesus. You can't. This file is here forever. I'm like, but it's useless. I installed it again on another hard drive.
This sounds like a good Mr. Xbox guy question. You got any input on that, Gunny?
Guys, can you hear me okay?
Oh God. Oh God, this fucking guy.
Oh no, I reset my audio too.
Oh, this guy.
Turn this up.
God, who invited you?
Do I need to turn my audio up again?
Yes, Gunny. Yes.
I reset it and everything.
Why are you always resetting shit, Gunny? God damn you.
How does this sound? I turned it up.
You sound all right, Gunny. Just get closer to your microphone.
All right, here's 200%.
No, just your microphone is obviously not working. It's your webcam that's being used for sure. Because if you was your microphone,
no, I tested the audio.
You would be way louder.
Damn it! I'm like right on top of the mic here.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Holy shit! I gotta get really.
Maybe
close.
you got to turn up your gain on your microphone, Gunny. You got
I'll
your
do that.
gain all the way down.
What was the question, Mayo?
Oh, well, Jesus was asking about having a hard time installing a game on his PC, but using the Microsoft Game Pass, and I figured we'd get your input in there since you're Mr. Xbox over there.
I know we heard that from the guys over at VGO, but I've not had that issue, and even with the latest update where you get that choice to where you want to install it. Like I just always choose C, or I do have the other option to put it in the two smaller drives. But I've never had that like, hey, administrator rights or any of those types of issues. But I'm not sure. Like I know that other people are having issues. Like, hey, how do you want to run this game? But it always gives me that. Do you want to allow this computer permission or something like that to install this app? And I always just choose yes. Maybe some people aren't getting that option. You know, when it pops up, and then I get an email saying, "Hey, you authorized this machine to
I remember
install
having
this."
something like the issue Jesus had a long time ago, but I don't remember what I did to fix it. So I'll have to do some research. It'll come back to me once I start looking it up.
I've had zero issues. Like Yeah, I've just always had good luck with it for some reason. Like the only thing I think I've had is like where it'll say, "Oh, you can't run this game in 165 hertz. You got to drop it to 144 or something."
Mm-hmm. That's
And
because it's an
that's
Xbox
really
game,
it.
Gunny. No, I'm kidding.
But anyways, yeah, so that was that bullshit with the fucking Microsoft Game Pass. That's why I installed everything on my computer. And fucking hopefully I can get it to work better this time around. Besides playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I played Call of Duty Cold War. The alpha is available on the PlayStation. You don't even have to pre-order the game. It's just, if you're a PlayStation guy, you just get it.
Do you get those alerts, Jesus, like the one I put in our chat?
What?
Just like on your phone?
No.
I think they come out every Friday.
Oh, I don't know. The Call of Duty app always gives me shit. But anyway, so I played some Call of Duty Cold War, and I gotta say, man, like, I don't know if it was just because I was on PlayStation 4 Pro. All right, I'm playing on an OLED, a real nice TV. The shit should look crisp, and it just doesn't. The graphics look very, And like I said, it could be because I'm on a PlayStation 4. I don't know. But the graphics weren't very impressive to me at all. On top of that, I didn't like the map layouts, and I did not like the audio was the worst. The audio, everything sounds like a suppressed BB gun. Like, you're literally everything. Like, all the guns sounded the same. And I on purposely switched like guns. I was like, oh, maybe this will sound better. Like, the sniper rifle sounds like the assault rifle. The assault rifle sounds like an SMG. The SMG sounds like the pistol. They all sound the fucking same, and it just sounded horrible. And I had no fun playing this. It was just bad. It was a bad experience all around, dude. It's kind of a shame because I'm such a Call of Duty person, you know, and I was kind of excited to play this, but this pretty much confirmed that I'll be sticking with Modern Warfare through the next year. Modern Warfare is still an incredible game, and I want to support that studio because they did such a good job with that game that it feels like this Cold War game was just kind of phoned in. Like, they just kind of built it together like in 2 months, and we're like, fuck it, we're just gonna just do this and make it and release it, and it's kind of like all patched together. And like I said, I'm not a big fan of the Treyarch team. I never have really been a big fan of them. I don't like the zombies mode. I think it's kind of stupid. It's not. The zombies would be cool for me if there was a end goal to it all. Like, if there was a way to beat it, you know, and maybe like if you got to wave 80 or something and you were able to beat it, you know, or you have to do so many tasks to be able to beat it. But there never is. Like, there's tasks to do in the zombies mode. There's always shit to do. There's always hidden switches and doors and lock, you know, you could do this and do that and open this and open that and activate this and activate that, and you kind of have to figure it all out the more and more you play. But there's no end game, and trust me, I know there is no end game because I've seen my brother do like a glitch where he like survived like 100 something waves, just glitched out of the map, like the zombies couldn't get him. and there's no end to end. There's no end to the zombies. There literally is no end. He's played on every map with zombies. Is that Advanced Warfare? Or maybe is it? I'm not sure if it's Advanced Warfare or something else, but there's a zombie mode in one of those games where Infinite Warfare, I think. He's played like all the maps. He's like level 500 on the zombies mode, and there's no end to it.
No,
like,
keeps going.
All he does is like glitches. Like, he's done a glitch or it's not a glitch, I guess it's a feature of the zombie mode where like you like go into retro mode and it takes you to like a whole new map that's not even listed in the game. It's like a map that's hidden inside the fucking zombie mode, and like you're in a whole new map with whole new zombies with a whole new area, and it's like, I've never even seen this. And he's like, yeah, this is the so and so glitch. I'm like, okay. And like, he knows all these secret passages and secret things you can do in the game because he's just played it so much. But that's all it really is, the zombies mode. So I'm not a big fan of that. And I don't know, Treyarch is cool. I like one of my favorite Call of Duties was Black Ops 2, but other than that, Cold War just not grabbing my attention. I don't know what it is, dude. Like, it doesn't look fun. They took away the mounting of your gun, so you cannot mount on things when you're like, you know, posted up somewhere to stabilize your aiming. They just, and on top of that, playing with the controller just felt like shit. I was like moving so slow. I'm like, this guy is turning so slow. Why is he turning so? Why can't I turn faster? I was like, what the fuck is this shit so slow? And then everybody on the console, everyone on the PlayStation had mics, of course, because, you know, PlayStation people like to talk shit. And they were all on there like, oh, bro, this is going to run so good on the PS5. It's going to run at 120 frames, Gunny. 120. I was sitting there laughing. Like, if you only knew, guys, how good Modern Warfare runs on a PC right now, you motherfuckers. They were all hyped, though, so I'm glad for them. You know, they're hyped that the PS5 is coming and this is going to run so good on it, but I wouldn't buy a PlayStation 5 for Call of Duty. Not this Call of Duty, at least. Because, it's I don't know, in my opinion, it's going to be a shitty game. I don't like it.
How many maps did they give you? Or just the one?
They got the Miami map. They got an Array map, which is, I believe, it's inspired by one of the map called Array, Black Ops 1. There's the Array map. There's a desert map, and then there's the Array map is a snowy map. The desert map is obviously a desert map. The Miami map is like you're like on the beach in Miami. So you're running to like hotels and like a street and the beach and shit. And then there's something else, like another map. I forget what it was called. But there's another map on there. It's like 4 or 5 maps that they let you play on. So it's quite a good variety of maps. They do give you like a different feel. You know, like each map does feel a little bit like oh wow, now you're in the snow, now you're in the desert, now you're in the city, so different environments, which is cool. But still, I highly prefer Modern Warfare over this. Maybe because I just play Modern Warfare way too much and I just got so used to it that like I love the guns, the gadgets, the perks. For example, one of the big changes that I noticed in Cold War with the perks was now I don't know if this is going to stay this way because I know in Modern Warfare they re-rolled the perks after the game came out. They realized that one of the perks was too OP, so they like re-rolled it and then put it into a different section to make it to where people cannot equip those 3 perks at the same time. I think for Modern Warfare it was I think it was EOD. It was either EOD or Hardline, where Hardline used to be in the blue section. That was the first perk, and then for the second perk people would equip like Ghost, and the third perk would be like fucking Tune Up or something else where like you pretty much were unstoppable. Like you could get kill streaks left and right and like never be killed. So they re-rolled the perks and they made it to where you couldn't pick Hardline and Ghost at the same time. If you wanted Hardline to get kill streaks faster, then you're sacrificing being invisible on the map when the UAV comes up. So they like made you choose between the two. And I know in Cold War they did it to where now Cold-Blooded and Ghost is in the same tier. So, like, if you want to be invisible from the spy planes, and I think you're invisible from spy planes, but only if you're moving. It says you have to be moving. Like, if you stand still in a corner, which is kind of cool, if you stand still in a corner, if you're camping on the top of a building or something, you're still going to show up on the minimap when the UAV comes up. But if you're moving, then you are invisible to the enemy UAV. And also, if you're using a kill streak, you're invisible to the enemy UAV. So, like, if you're using a Predator missile or whatever, then you're safe. You're not going to be spotted by the UAV. But once you're done using that kill streak, you got to keep moving. So that's cool.
Good balance.
Yeah, and Cold-Blooded, of course, is you're invisible from enemy kill streaks. And so, like, enemy, like, for example, somebody calls in a Predator missile, you're not a big fucking red square they can just blow up. And, also, you're when people are using, like, for example, a chopper gunner or an RCXD, your nameplate doesn't pop up on top of you. So, like, they cannot tell if you're a friendly or an enemy. And you have a less chance of being targeted by that person using that kill streak. I'm not saying they won't kill you. It's just a slightly less chance of them killing you. Other than that, they did bring back the special abilities. So just like in Modern Warfare, where you have the ammo box or the little shield you can drop in front of you, or the whatever, the different shit. You guys know what I'm talking about. The fucking tactical insertion. They have all that in this game as well. But this game is kind of based, if you guys remember, was it Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1, where like they have the UAV jammer, where like a certain little circle, like if you set down the UAV jammer, a little section, like maybe like there's like a radius around that jammer that's just jammed. So like even if somebody calls in a UAV, if they run into that radius or that area of effect of that jammer, then their map gets all fucked up, or like their iron sights, like their digital sights on their guns get all fucking blurry, like it starts shaking and wobbling.
2 or 3.
Yeah, they got EMP grenades and all that shit, so all that's available in this game if you guys are interested in playing it. Like I said,
nice touch.
I'm not hyped for it. I may still get it on sale or something. You know me, I'm a fucking Call of Duty guy. I'm probably still buying it, but I'm talking all this shit, but I'll probably still buy it.
Because eventually, at release, you'll be able to play it in 120 frames.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It'll be optimized day one.
I don't know, Gunny. I'm just not a fan of the shooting of the game, but maybe I'll get used to it. Anyways, this is Call of Duty for you. That's Cold War. Other than Cold War, I played some more Fall Guys this week.
Yeah,
some more Fall.
How's it going for you?
I was pretty wasted Friday night, and I was playing Fall Guys. And Fall Guys, there's so many trolls in that game. So there's one level, right, where you have to beat the rising lava. So the lava is rising, and you're going up these. It's like a zigzag to get to the top. But one of the sections that you have to jump is there's like 3 beams. So there's 2 beams and then there's 1 beam in the middle. So you jump on the either beam, right, like left or right, and you're running on this beam, and then you have to jump into the middle beam to get to the next section, to get to the other platform, the next level. Well, what do people decide to do when there's 1 beam and you have to balance yourself on that beam to get across? They stand in the middle of the fucking beam and don't move. So you got like 50 players all trying to jump across this fucking beam or bounce across this beam while the one guy in the front is just stopped. He just stops in the middle of the beam. And everyone's pushing each other, and he's just standing there just trolling the shit out of everyone, dude. Oh my God. I was fucking dying laughing when I saw it. Like, you motherfucker, dude. It was funny to see like the different ways people troll. And I got to play some new modes on there. One of them was like everyone's on a team. So like there's red team, yellow team, blue team, green team. And the team that has all the tails, like there's a, there's like these tails that you wear, and you have to steal them from the other players. So whichever team gets all the tails away from the other team first survives. So it's like a whole team fucking trying to take out the other team. That mode was really a lot of fun.
It reminds me of the one where you got to like push the ball. Like I think you got to keep the balls in your own color.
Yeah.
It like divides it by 3, and you get these balls that roll around. There's some hills, and you're trying to push them all out of your side, and the other teams are trying to come and take them and put them in their side. And then,
Yeah, those modes are a lot of fun. But the tail one was fucking hilarious because there was this one guy that had this tail, and I was just fucking chasing him for like ever, dude. And you could tell he was like fucking freaking out because he was like jumping everywhere, just trying to fucking avoid me. And I did end up catching him, and I took his shit away, and I took off running. And then he was chasing me forever until somebody blocked him off. It's a lot of fun. That game is just fun to play especially when you're drunk. Cause I was fucking, I was pretty fucking just gone. I was playing the shit.
I've seen a couple of videos where people have gotten to like areas that are really hard to reach. Like you get like a lucky little jump and a bounce. You can stand on a ledge where nobody can jump up to. And they can just protect themselves the whole time and just look at everybody.
Yeah, that game is fun. Fall Guys. What else did I play this week? And speaking of Fall Guys, yesterday, my kid, she played some Fortnite on the PC, and she impressed me with her Fortnite skills. I was like, holy shit, I'm surprised. She's fucking pretty good at the game. better than I am. She could build pretty quickly and shit too, man. So it's kind of like pretty impressive. The one thing that was hilarious to me though was first thing she asked me because I had to re-download the game because I don't have Fortnite on my PC, so I had to like reinstall it. And she's like, "Why don't you have it installed?" I'm like, "Because I don't play Fortnite." And she's like, "But why?" I'm like, "Because surprisingly, not everyone in the world plays Fortnite." So first thing she asked me was, "What kind of skins do you have?" And I'm like, none. But I lied. I do have a skin, Gunny, an epic skin. I have the Borderlands Psycho skin.
Oh, nice.
Oh. And she was like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like, that's a psycho. She's like, "What the hell is a psycho?" Like a crazy person? I'm like, "Yeah, kind of,
Yeah.
I'm like, you wouldn't understand. Like,
In the game.
even if I explained it to you, you wouldn't understand. And then she was like asking me why the little robot on the back, because as a psycho, you have a claptrap on your back. And she was like, "Why doesn't the robot ever shut up?" I'm like, "That's Claptrap. He doesn't shut up ever." She's like, "Yeah, he keeps making jokes and he keeps making fun of me." I'm like, I was laughing at that. So, but yeah, she was playing some Fortnite, and then after that, she decided to play some Pokemon on the Switch, and she surprisingly picked it up like right away, dude. I don't know if it's just Pokemon is that simple, but she was able to get like all the combat mechanics down and how to fight the Pokemon and how to revive them or like how to fight other trainers, and she understood like pretty quickly the effects, like water defeats fire pretty better, and fire defeats grass, and the electric Pokemon defeat the water Pokemon quicker and shit like that, so it was kind of interesting to see how she figured that out pretty quickly. And yeah, I might just get her a Switch Lite and get her Pokemon. Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah,
Does she get her Animal Crossing, all that stuff?
I think she'll like Animal Crossing too, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she had a Switch back in the day, but her mom sold it or whatever because she wasn't using it much. But I don't know. I was like, I think she would really enjoy Switch. What else? What the fuck else did I play this week, guys? Oh, I played a little bit more of Red Dead. Some more Red Dead Mayo. Red Dead.
Yeah, partner.
Yeah, partner. Red Dead is still going pretty good for me. I really like that game a lot. It's just a lot of fun.
Did you see any rare ox in that game?
You know what? I never do those. Like, I always see them being advertised, like, "Go hunt this rare fucking animal in the fucking mountains." I'm like, but where? Like, I don't.
Yeah, I get the emails, but I'm like, all right, just trying to see. Oh, I got to go look for it. I see.
Where do I have to go find this fucking thing? I don't know.
All the way, you got to, travel all the way to the top of the map.
Yeah, so I don't know. And other than that, I've been trying to look for a new mouse. I want a wireless mouse. I don't know what to get. I'm really undecided. Really undecided. I don't know what to get, Gunny. I don't know what to get.
There's a lot of options out there, really.
There is.
Once you start looking into it.
There's too many options.
Speaking of mouses, Mail, you know that mouse I got for my kid? I don't know what brand it was, but it's full of holes.
Yes, the Model O.
Keeps the hand dry.
Yeah.
But that like the cord on that thing is like 15 feet long, it seems.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, and it's like a really soft cord. Actually, I just recently, I was telling Jesus before the show, I recently bought a Model O, one of the really light ones.
Oh, okay, that's the same one my kid got. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't a very expensive mouse. It's like a $50 mouse.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I have my G903 still, which is the wireless Logitech mouse, which is really good. It's been out for like a year and a half now, maybe 2 years. But it's a really strong mouse. It has like the best input latency for a wireless mouse.
Yeah, this Razer Death Adder Elite that I have is like the best mouse that I've bought so far.
Yeah, that's a nice mouse too.
Yeah. Nice mouse. But yeah, I need to find one. I don't know. This morning I went to Best Buy and I bought the G502 for pickup today. And then I canceled it. And then I bought a fucking Razer. And then I canceled it.
Can't decide, huh?
And I can't decide.
Well, you got to get them home first. And then you can return it, because if you don't like it, then just find the right one.
Yeah. I guess. Oh, I did play some PUBG this week, guys. Some PUBG.
Yeah, I was
On
going to mention that's
PlayStation?
what I've been played. We played a couple rounds together, Jesus.
Yeah, we did. PUBG runs fucking amazing, dude. I don't know what they did on the PC, but the game runs really, 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 really good. Pretty much everything on Ultra, you're getting 140 frames easily. Even with like combat and vehicle driving and all that shit going on, the lowest I ever saw my shit get, the lowest, it's like 100. And that's the lowest. Other than that, though, it's like super high, man. Like 170, 180.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy when we jumped in together. I'm like, Jesus, you gotta try this game. I just downloaded it the other day and launched again, and it was the first time in a long time. And so I think it was after the show last week that you and I had jumped on, and I was surprised that there was a map that we'd never seen before. It was a whole new map. We're like, what is this map? I think it only had 65 people.
Yeah, it was a really tiny map. It was like fucking small. It was smaller than that small. Was that Sanook? It was smaller than. Yeah. It was smaller than that map. This fucking thing was tiny, dude. That's maybe like 4 main areas that you can drop it, and everything else is like empty.
And it's like countryside. Like there's nothing. You're exposed.
Yeah.
And
oh wait, there's underground tunnels there. There's underground tunnels. That's what it is. Because me and Brink were playing on that map, and for some reason Brink, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He just kept, like, we got really separated that fucking map. He landed like completely on the other side of the island or something. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I dropped on your marker. I'm like, I switched the marker when we jumped. And he's like, well, fuck. And then what happened, he was like, dude, I'm underground. I'm following a team. And he was like following this one team underground. And he was like in these tunnels and shit, fighting with these guys. Like, so apparently that map has like a vast underground system, Mayo, that we didn't notice.
That'd be kind of neat. Like more confound close quarters combat.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But just like the Chinook, because I haven't played it in forever, just like the Chinook maps or whatever, like those had the underground bunkers. Are they just in a similar style?
Kind of. There's shelter in Erangel, but this is like, it was just tunnels underground. That's what I don't know. I wasn't there with him.
Oh, probably just more intricate than.
I was fighting some dude on the beach that was like, I swear it was a bot. I swear it was a bot. Because this thing, dude, when it started, right, I saw him running, and he ran past me. Like, he just ran past me. Like, he didn't even, like, try to, like, punch me. He, like, ran past me, ran into the ocean, Gunny and Mayo. He ran into the water. Like, I saw him go into the ocean. I'm like, what the fuck? Is he just going to kill himself? What is he doing? You know, what strategy is this? Yeah. And I'm looting this house. And I come back downstairs, and I see this dude come out of the water, and he's holding like a gun, like the fucking Terminator or something. He's like coming out of the water, and he's holding like a fucking gun, like a machine gun, and he's running at me, like he's running straight at me. So I get in a position behind the wall where there's like a big crack in the wall, like a hole in the wall, you know, the brick wall. And I'm watching him, and he's like looking at me, and he aims towards me, and then he shoots the wall, but he doesn't shoot at me. He shoots the wall. Like he's like shooting the wall. I'm like, why are you shooting the wall?
Like, hey, you want to free kill him, a bot?
Yes, exactly. Like he was just shooting the wall. Like he was just shooting the wall. I'm like, why is this guy shooting the wall? So I just killed him. And he had like a fucking, like an M16, a bunch of ammo, like a fucking backpack, a med pack. I don't know, you found all this in the water?
Yeah, they're doing water drops now.
You found all this in the ocean? So I don't know, man. I swear that was a bot. It had to have been a bot. Because there is bots in the game now, right? So
yeah, I think it helps with the matchmaking, because I think they put the bots in when they did a rank mode. So it's probably for our lower ranked, you know, you get in there, because they don't know what to rank you. So they're going to put you in with bots and mix you in with some real people, and then rank you after so many rounds. Probably is probably what's going on there.
Yeah, so there was that. I mean, it was all right. Other than that, yeah, we played some PUBG and a lot of Warzone. And that's pretty much what me and Breen played this week. I've been thinking about re-downloading. What's that one game? Fucking
Apex.
yeah, that one, Apex. Should
I
I?
haven't played that in a minute.
Should I re-download Apex?
It's the same thing. I don't know if they've added anything recently or not.
Last time I played, they added a new character, but it was Apex.
They need a new map.
Yeah, what
Now it
happened?
rotates. There's like 3 maps now. It rotates out like.
Oh, is there? Shit.
random.
Okay, never noticed.
It doesn't look like a ton different, but yeah, there's 3 different maps in the game now.
Yeah, I was thinking about re-downloading that, but I don't know if I want to. I think PUBG is enough, and Warzone. They're 2 pretty good games. So there's that. Besides all that, I did download PUBG on the PS4, but I never launched it. So I kind of want to see what kind of a shit show it is on the PS4.
30 frames, baby.
30 frames.
Go.
Maybe it's 60 now that it's like 180 on PC, but I doubt it.
Yeah, probably is. I'm sure it's optimized.
I hope it
I'd be
is.
just happy to see if it like loads in as you drop. I just really old school PUBG on the Xbox. I remember you would drop on the ground and all the textures wouldn't be loaded in yet.
You would get stuck like in between a wall or something. Like, what the fuck? Why am I
They
stuck?
were already like releasing cosmetic items. You were like, you're better off just going with no shoes and just in your drawers.
I told Mayo like,
You don't want to break the game.
who was it? Was it Brink or Mayo? I was playing with, and I was like, is taking off your shoes still a thing? Because I totally remember that back in the day when everyone would take off their shoes because it would supposedly make your footsteps quieter. Fucking footsteps in PUBG are so fucking loud.
They are. I remember that. I remember mentioning that when I was playing with you. I'm like, are you over there? Or over you? Like, it sounds like there's somebody else like right beside me, and you were like the next building over.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you were in the next room. And I'm like, is that you? Or is there somebody with me? And then, you'd be quiet for me, you wouldn't move, and I'm like, okay, I don't hear anybody. Then you move, and I'd be like, that's you. Oh my gosh, that's you. I mean, I can't believe there's no way.
It was loud as fuck. But good thing I gotta do say that playing all that Call of Duty on the PC has gotten me better at mouse and keyboard for sure. For the most part, I don't really game much with my controller at all anymore, Gunny. I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know even if I bought like a PS5 or an Xbox, I don't think I would enjoy playing like Call of Duty on there or something like that. I just don't think it would be fun. I don't know what it is. It just feels slow. The movement, like the turning, is just way too slow for me. Like, I don't know. I think eventually I could get used to it again, but I would have to exclusively be playing on that, like just playing on the console for like the longest time.
I remember way back in the day before I was ever on the show, before Jesus ever became a PC guy. You guys had a conversation about this, and you guys were talking about mouse and keyboard or a controller, and you were like, controller all the way. There's no way mouse and keyboard is better. And I just remember like thinking back. I can't remember what all you said or how much you complained about it.
Yeah.
But you're like, I would never, play on a mouse and keyboard. There's no way it's better.
Yeah, I remember when I was playing, I was trying to play more Call of Duty, Warzone, and Plunder mode, and then I was just getting so frustrated with the controller. I was like, screw it! Like I'm gonna force myself to do mouse and keyboard. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go into the settings and change my slide. Finally, because I was like, it was just in a placement where I didn't have it, and then once I did that, it was like everything was good.
Yeah, it's just
I was fine.
It's so easy. The movement's hard when you gotta get the keyboard down, but the mouse is easy.
I was being so stubborn. I was like, I don't want to change shit around. I want the WASD and left and right click on the mouse. That's what I want. But yeah, all I had to do was just go change one thing, and then I was happier.
Yeah,
Get more kills.
Once you get the WASD down, that shit, it's so easy. Like it's just mouse and keyboard just works. So I don't know. Like even for Call of Duty, like I'm just like mouse and keyboard all the way, dude. Like what was it? Like I tried to play Call of Duty the other day on a fucking on the controller, dude. I couldn't even aim. I was like, what the fuck? I can't even get like a shot on people. Like people were just murdering me left and right. I'm like, this is horrible. I suck at Call of Duty.
I remember even when we played Apex together, when you first got your PC and stuff, you were playing with the controller, and you're like, "This is so great with the controller. I'm so good."
I was pretty good. I don't know if I could do it now. Now I probably get on there and get fucking murdered. And who would always give me shit? What was it, Brink? Because Brink just right away just left. He was like, fuck controllers. I'm going mouse and keyboard all the way. And he always gave me shit for it. He's like, why are you still using a controller? I'm like, because it's so much easier. And and I think just Call of Duty is really what did it for me. Just playing constantly on Call of Duty is how I memorized the shit on the fucking keyboard. So shout out to Call of Duty, making people PC gamers. That's weird to say, but shout out to them. Because Call of Duty was never really big on PC. You know what I mean? It's always been bigger on console, but this one is like it really blew up on PC, I think. Especially with the Warzone. I think that's what really did it.
But speaking of Call of Duty again, Mayo, I saw an article. It might have been on Twitter on PC Gamer, but they talked about, they're constantly having Call of Duty championships, but mouse and keyboard are still excluded from championships. So that means they have to use controllers.
What? Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I should have brought the article up, but I was like, that's weird.
That seems like they wouldn't.
Maybe some hacks or something. They
wouldn't exclude the mouse and keyboard. We like most teams.
Bizarre. Why could they just say, all right, everybody use these keyboards, get used to them. All right, before we start the...
Yeah, like everyone has to use Razer keyboards or whatever. Like we provide these keyboards, so you got to train yourself on this keyboard, Well,
I remember when I was trying to get my son into some Fortnite tournaments, they had him at the Microsoft store here at the mall I was at. And they partnered with Asus, and they all had Asus laptops they brought in for everybody to use. So everything was the exact spec. And you had to use like their mouse and everything. Like you couldn't change your mouse or anything. Like you had to use exactly what they had.
Yeah, so that would make sense if they would just tell the teams, hey, everyone uses Razer or fucking Corsair or fucking whatever, This is what you're using for the fucking tournament, motherfucker. Get used to it, Gunny. Get fucking used to it.
Get used to it, Pally. If you lose, it's on you.
Fucking loser.
Get good.
Yeah, get good, fucking noob.
I don't know. Maybe it's the organization the company that's just like, we've always used what are those SCUF controllers? That's what we've always used and we're always gonna use.
We use Xbox Elite controllers in our tournament.
Those things have drift. Don't use those.
See, I find SCUF controllers kind of interesting because there's a long debate for a long time, like ultra wide monitors. People are like, oh, that's cheating. You can see more. You have a bigger field of view. You can see people before they can actually see you and stuff like that. But then I think of like in the console world, these guys that have SCUF controllers with the extra buttons and the shorter trigger pulls, so they're firing faster. They don't have to pull the trigger in as far. How is that not cheating against somebody who's using a regular Xbox controller? Like,
no, I completely agree. And then when because I remember back with what was it?
Yeah, true. Good.
On the 360 when people on the 360 people used to buy SCUF controllers, and I remember they would get you banned on Call of Duty, like legitimately. Like if you had like a SCUF controller and Call of Duty or Activision figured it out that you had like this controller that had like the paddles and shit in the back that you can like drop shot people super quick, or like they had different modes. One of them was like, I know the one that would always get people caught was the turbo fire. Whatever,
turbo. Yep.
Where like it would fucking shoot like a semi-automatic rifle, like a machine gun, or a pistol, like a machine gun, or just like, this motherfucker killed me with the
clip in 1 second.
Yeah, this motherfucker killed me with an M1911, like it was a submachine gun or something, and that would get people
turbo buttons on the old Nintendos.
Yeah, like that would get people banned quickly. But I remember SCUF controllers being a big thing back on the 360, where they were like fucking $300. They would cost as much as a console back then, and it would be cheating. It would be like, even Microsoft said, like, if you use these controllers, it is considered fucking cheating. And then now they made a deal with SCUF, and they make the Elite controller, and now it's okay. I'm like, what? Even when the Elite, when the Elite 1 came out, I even said it to everyone. I brought it up on the podcast. I'm like, that's cheating. You are cheating.
No, it's a tactical advantage.
You have a big advantage. What do you mean?
It's a
No,
hardware
no.
advantage.
It's way much of an
cheating.
advantage because you don't have to
You're the
move.
advanced player.
It doesn't matter. Like you are cheating because if I go against Brink, and Brink has a regular controller and I have an elite controller, I still have an advantage even though we're similarly skilled. I'm better than Brink anyways. But even though we're similarly skilled, if he has to reload by pressing X, by moving his thumb over to X, or moving his thumb over to Y to change the weapon, while I just fucking use my index finger and my middle finger to press Y and X to change guns and reload, that's a big advantage for me because I never have to move my thumbs off of the sticks.
I call it finger tension suppression.
What? Why are you making shit up, Gunny?
Wow.
Stop using such words like cheating.
Why are you being Dr. Seuss over here? making shit up. But like I'm with you, Mayo. I think it's cheating if you have an elite controller or a scuff controller. You're fucking cheating. I'm cheating. I have an elite controller. I have the version 2, motherfucker. I'm so cheating. I'm super cheating over here. Super cheats. Yeah. Fucking cheating.
Yeah, I always find that interesting how, people are quick, in the console and they're like, I don't want to play with those PC cheaters, and then they're sitting there with a scuff controller and they're playing against people with regular Xbox controllers.
Yes.
Going, huh?
Even more on PlayStation, where PlayStation you have to buy it through scuff. It's not like Sony makes their fucking elite Sony controller. They don't. They don't even make it. They make the attachment for the paddles on the back, that little, what's that shit you put on the back of it? Like some little fucking hobo thing you attach to the back.
Like a little clip type attachment, yeah.
That has paddles to it. Oh, man. Anyways, fun times. But that's all I played this week, man. I think I tried Crusader Kings for a little bit. I was like half asleep, and I'm like, this tutorial is way too long. It's like 2 hours to just do the tutorial. I'm like, Jesus, fucking A, I don't want to do this shit. It was like 9:30 at night. I'm like trying to
too much reading.
I was like, maybe I'll do the tutorial in like 20 minutes. And it's like, no, it's like an hour later. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not even done with this yet. What's going on with this tutorial? And it's like, you gotta click this, click that, do this, do that, highlight this, highlight. I'm like, fuck this. I gave up. I gave up on the reading, Gunny.
Yeah, it could be a bit.
Yeah. Other than that, that's all I played, and then I've been watching The Boys on Amazon.
Yeah, I finished. Well, I'm caught up on that.
Oh, did you watch episode 5 of season 2?
I thought it was episode 6. Maybe it is 5.
It's 5. It's the one with kind of not really spoilers, but let me see. Homelander
and Homelander
and Stormfront. And do you get what I'm saying?
Well, maybe I'm not there yet.
No, you're not there. No, you would totally know. You would totally know. As soon as I said Homelander and Stormfront, you would know what I'm talking about. Everyone that's watched it knows what I'm talking about right now, Gunny. You have not watched the latest episode. You're not caught up, sir. You're not caught up.
I'm going to go back and look because I have Amazon Prime, but he talks to her. I'm at that point where he talked to her about, I'm in charge, damn it.
No, this is different.
I call the shots around here.
No,
this. And then he goes. You know how he goes home, and then there's Homelander again, the shapeshifter.
Oh, yeah, no. This is different. This is different. This episode was kind of interesting because it's showing like the world or like the people are like not trusting the heroes, like they're losing faith and they're losing trust and like the whole superhero thing. So it was a really cool episode. It's kind of like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, Gunny? These motherfuckers are super. You can't stop superheroes, Gunny.
No.
Can you imagine? You imagine if Superman was real, Mayo? I don't think he would be a good person.
Yeah.
I think he would be super evil. Because I mean, most people, if they had that kind of power, would not be good. They would be real evil, Mayo, because they could just do whatever they want and no one could ever stop them. What do you do against something that you can never stop? You can't kill them. Nothing hurts them. They're super. What do, Gunny? You can't hurt them.
No.
You could literally drop a fucking nuke on the motherfucker and he'll just walk away like, hey.
You know what you do? You give him everything he wants.
Exactly. I would, if I was Superman,
good.
If I was Superman, I would be super evil. Not Superman. I'd be super evil. Yeah.
But I will mention in that last episode where, not too spoiler here, but where Storm, what's her name?
Stormfront?
Yeah, Stormfront. So where she's talking to the people in the rally.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think at the end where she just like literally just flies away.
Yeah, like badass.
Boom! It was like, holy cow.
With the
that
fucking
was a pretty cool moment.
With the lightning and shit coming out of her hand. I was like, that's
sick. The purple lightning. I was like, oh shit, she's more powerful maybe than I thought.
Oh, she's super powerful, dude. I think she's like Homelander almost, where like they're like super powerful, like motherfuckers can't be destroyed.
I think she was up and away like Superman.
Aren't most of them indestructible? Like I know the dude who wears like all black. Isn't he called like Warfront or something, or War? Is it called?
Yeah, he doesn't speak. He just wears that.
He just wears the mask. Looks like Batman, but without a cape or whatever. Yeah, that dude, like that dude's
an in.
Yeah, like Night War or something War. I know it ends with War.
Noir.
Oh, Noir. Yeah, maybe it's Noir. Black Noir is what they call him, or something, or Dark Noir or something like that.
He
can't die, right? Like you could just hurt him and he just like heals back up, right?
Like that fire dude just tried to like burn him and then and I mean part of his face was like, that'll heal back up.
Yeah. It's like that, yeah, and he never speaks and he's just quiet all the time. Yeah, I think most of them are indestructible, but I think like some of them, like for example, like the Deep, the A-Train guy, Starlight, and what's the other girl's name? Maeve. I think they can be hurt. Like they can be like killed, I think.
Maeve needs to start doing some more superhero shit.
She's hot. She's the chick from Game of Thrones. She's the Red Witch lady, isn't she?
Is that who that is?
I think that's her.
It's funny because I think I know it was Bill Gardner was talking on GFNG about Homelander being in Star Trek, and I was like, no shit, I forgot that's who that is.
That Homelander guy's a real good actor. He like pulls off that evil fucking superhero. Dude,
yeah,
so
I like
good.
how he changes his face to the camera. He's like a totally different person.
It's like super nice and smiling and shit. Yeah, but this last episode was real fucking cool. You guys need to watch. Man, you need to watch this show, man.
Hey, yeah, Jesus. I've actually watched the first season, and I started the first episode of the second season. Yeah. So
here,
I'm just not as far along as you guys.
Jesus, here, take a Fresca.
Yeah, take a Fresca, Gunny. Take a Fresca.
I was like, okay, that was funny. Even the second time, it was funny. He was like, "Oh, cool, Fresca."
Yeah, Fresca. But yeah, anyways, watch The Boys People on Amazon. That show is really well fucking done. Yeah, really good. Anyways, what have you been playing, Mayo?
Oh man, what have I been playing? You know, we started off, like I said, we started our week off with some PUBG. You know, we talked about how that game ran and and just kind of getting back into the field of that game and stuff a little bit. But played some more Among Us this week. Got in a couple of different groups. Had a good time. Actually, I just want to have Gunny's input on Among Us real quick. I know he got to play with the community the other night, and so just kind of a thought. Playing in the game with a group of people, what you thought of it?
Yeah, so I came in Friday night after like a long day of work, and I haven't played it all week, and I know you had stepped out, but I was playing with your son and like other people from the community that I played with last week, and yeah, it was, I think. Like not knowing like everything on the map and like, oh, okay, this is navigation, this is security, and there's just so many different places where it took me like a good 3 matches to kind of get caught up to where for example, like somebody is calling a meeting because they found a dead body. Okay, and then where did you find the body? Like I forgot who it was that was kind of directing the whole game, but not that you need one. And then it was like, okay, Gunny, what about you? I was, and I kind of hesitated, like I was down in the, whatever you call it, boiler room, or I was in the bottom left. But I had actually saved myself because whoever it was, like who was talking, like, okay, we know whoever killed Normie was on the left, right? And I was like, totally like gave me plenty of time to like come up with something like I was on the bottom, but I was on the left, and I was like the imposter the whole time. And it was just really cool. It was like, I was like, because at the end of that match, the thing that was awesome about it was I was like, hey, thanks a lot. Because you totally gave me enough time to come up with, a good lie. And it was just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, this game.
Yeah, I did realize though, like we played again last night, and my son Injustice and his friend Luke the Second, they put a lot of hours in this game already, and so that they really are starting to know it well, and they've seen a lot of YouTube videos, and there's questions you can ask that can kind of lead certain ways, or you can misdirect, and I think my son, he's one of the ones that's very vocal during the game, so he's always
Hey, man,
asking
Luke.
the questions, and he's almost kind of like a little admin in the show. And he's
Yes.
like
I thought
talking
it
and
was
talking and
cool.
talking.
I thought it was
But
neat.
it makes it easier for him to misdirect too, because when he's the imposter and he's the one doing all the questioning every round, it makes him blend in that much easier, So there is kind of a skill level to this game. Like, they've watched a lot of streams, and they've watched a lot of YouTube videos on different methods that they can use, and different techniques and stuff like that. So, and you can kind of see it like playing last night. We played together, and they were pretty deceptive, and they could figure things out like really quick too. Like, okay, we think it's this person because of this, and that person because of that. And so it's not completely a game of luck. There is skill involved in there, and knowing how to do certain
Yes.
things, and knowing where people are coming from at certain times, and stuff like that. So it's just a neat game. It's a neat concept. The thing I'm probably
There's definitely that learning curve, because I've noticed, like, in this time playing, where Injustice, your son, and whether it was Luke or Simp or whoever it was, or Green, or the person named Green, it was like I didn't know you can turn the lights off, and they were turning. So when they were the imposters and they were turning the lights off, they were getting double kills. I was like, oh, whoa! Like, that's how they won. They didn't win by deceiving people through lies, or it was just through like domination.
Mhm. But yeah, it's been a good game. It's added people to our Discord community. If you watched, we probably had about 10 or 12 new people join the Discord just to play the game. So some of my boy would bring some friends in, and just different people would bring some different people in that I know of in different communities. And so it's one of those games that's making the community grow, which is pretty cool. I haven't really seen much of that since, I would say, maybe PUBG. PUBG is that game that, when it first came out, it was bringing everybody in, and it was people were meeting new people left and right because of that game and stuff like that. And this kind of gives me that feeling of a game where people are kind of coming from different communities and joining in and bringing people with them, And so it seems like we always seem to have a group of 10 now. The last couple of days I've played, we've had 10 plus, where you go have 10 in the
Yeah.
game, and we'd have people waiting to get in. I remember Eric. Pipe Dream from the Discord. He was trying to get in once or twice. I know there's a couple rounds where Ghost Nico was trying to get in, and so like sometimes it's like borderline. We'll have like 14, 16 people. Borderline where we can have two lobbies going even. So
Even my son
pretty
has
cool
been
stuff.
joining in. He likes that
Yeah.
game a lot.
So good times. I just wanted your quick input on it because I know you played a little bit this week too, and yeah, it's just fun all around game. Like I said, the nice thing is it's really cheap to get into. If you want to play on mobile and you don't mind getting a little ad between rounds, you can play on your mobile phone, and it doesn't matter if it's Apple or iOS or and that was the same thing, but Apple or Android or any of that. You can just get in and play. As long as you have Discord, you can get in our voice chat.
Yeah, you could
If you
just
buy it on Steam, $5.
do the you could do Discord and speaker, and I believe that overlays on top of Among Us
Yes.
through a tablet or a phone.
So yeah, probably the hardest part is when you jump in, if you're new, if you don't know the people in the community, is learning the voices with the game, because a lot of times if you don't have the overlay up, you're trying to figure out who is who. You're like, okay, who is that talking? But yeah, it's a good time.
Definitely. The other thing too, where I liked how there's different ways to change it up too. So my son was like, I'm gonna name myself just like the letter I, capital I, who I forgot who else in our group was like the same person, but he just changed his color, same hat. And I was like, all right, Kyle, you're green.
Confusing.
You're green, right, Kyle? Yes, I'm green. And then it was like, okay, was that already a lie? Green. What do you say? It was like, yeah, it was a little confusing, but it was fun.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't had that experience yet where people give themselves like a short name or just like the same name.
Yeah, it was funny.
The
Definitely
only
adds
experience
humor
I've
to it.
seen in the names of Nipron from the community, he can't put his name Nipron in the game, so he's running into a Jesus walks a lot situation where he's
Is
not allowed to
Nipron
use
like
Nipron.
what kind of name is that? I never even Googled it.
I'm not sure
Sexual?
either. He said
Religious?
there's some kind of meaning to it that it won't let him do it. So
Okay.
so he just has to go by Nip. But anyways, good game. Again, we talked about the last couple of weeks. I would say at this point it's probably one of the better indie games that we've had for a while. But I don't know if it can make a game of the year appearance or anything like that, or even an indie game of the year because this game's 2 years old. So
Yeah, they said they'll have to like totally, and not that it's going to be this impossible feat, but they'd have to like build it on a console. And they were like, well, why don't we just bring it to the new consoles or something? I don't know. Then port it back to the old, but it won't be tomorrow, they said.
it's just a small group. I think it's only a group of like 3 people.
Yeah,
so.
it's tiny.
So that's gonna make it a little difficult. But other games I've been playing. So I want to take a quick back. I'm gonna take a step back in time here. I'm gonna go back like 13 years to like 2007. Young Jesus is over here living up console life on his Xbox 360, using a stealth controller, cheating away, thinking he was awesome in Call of Duty.
How old was I back in 2007?
13 years ago. Jesus.
I was 15. How old was I? I was 16 years old. 16-year-old Jesus.
Yes, definitely on a 360 with this.
Sophomore in high school, or what is that? Sophomore? Junior? Maybe? I don't fucking know. All I know, I was chilling, playing some Call of Duty Modern Warfare, probably. Yeah, that's the year Call of Duty 4 came out.
So while you were enjoying your Call of Duty on your Xbox, I was over here early PC life. This is like early PC life for me even. And I was playing this new game called Crysis. And Crysis was a really demanding game. I remember when NVIDIA came out with this graphics card, it was the 8800 GT.
Oh, 8800 sounds powerful.
Along with this 8800 GT, they introduced SLI. So you could put two 8800s together and make a beast of a card. So people thought back in the day, really, I mean, it just
20
was
frames
like,
a second here, pal. Whoa.
Yeah. So Crysis comes out, and Crysis is this super demanding game that runs on the Crytek engine, and it really would push your graphics card. It would really push your PC no matter what. And the game became famous for PC wise of just being so hard to play, and it became, can it run Crysis? Can your PC run Crysis, bro? Kind of thing. And it was a benchmark, like in a lot of the magazines and stuff like that forever. I remember seeing like you would look for new hardware and it would show like benchmarks and it would show you the frame rates in Crysis like years after this game had been out. So then finally at some point in time, I think like 7 years later, they made a console port, but even then it wasn't the same. I had like way less foliage and all that kind of stuff. But long story short, just the other day, Crysis Remastered came out. Jesus.
Oh, that's out. Cool.
And so it's on the best place you can buy PC games right now.
Oh.
I don't know where you know that would be or
is
not.
Is it the most fair place you could buy games?
No, it's not the most fair place, but it's gonna be the best place you can buy games right now. Some people will tell you that.
Is this on my favorite place to buy games?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite place, not to buy games, but
it's on Gunny's favorite launcher with his favorite people.
Yes,
it might be. They love Apple.
They love Gunny.
Because I'm downloading all their free games.
Yeah.
I bought one game, 2 games.
The Mighty Epic Store launcher, they have locked down the rights to the Crysis Remastered game. So it's not coming out to Steam anytime soon. It's not coming out anywhere else.
Good. And they got their fair 18% profit off of that, or whatever the hell they're
I
charging.
don't know what it is. It's not an Unreal Engine game, so it's a
Matters.
Engine game. So whatever they get,
It's not
they're
30.
getting. But this game is only $30, so that is a plus. But yeah, so they went ahead and remade Crysis 1, the very first Crysis, and it looks really good. Like if you watch the trailer on the Epic Store, it shows the old one and the new one like side by side. It has like a little screen that kind of wipes across, and you can see what it looked like then and what it looks like now. And so I'm like, you know what? I really enjoyed the first Crysis. It was like one of the first actually first-person shooters I probably went through and played through and beat, and I just really enjoyed it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna pick this up. I don't care. I want to see what remastered Crysis looks like, you know. And so I downloaded it, and I had heard they have a new graphic mode setting called "Can it run Crysis?" Because that was the thing back then. Everybody was like, "Oh, can your PC run Crysis?" And this is supposed to be their top graphics setting. You know, they're like, "Hey, can your PC run Crysis?" So, you know, pretty new build. You know, this 2080 Super, this i9. You know, of course it can run Crysis. You know, so of course I want to mess around with it, and I put it on "Can it run Crysis?" mode, and it changes all my settings. 1440. It's basically just maxes everything, even ray tracing. It turns on like this maximum ray tracing, and the game launches, and I get a whole whopping 25 frames a second, Gunny.
Not optimized yet, huh?
Well, I don't know.
Or is this it? What do you need? Like, do you need like a $1,400 GPU or
He
something?
needs a 3090. This is a good excuse to buy a 3090.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny how the timing of this game is to come out when these new GPUs are out.
Oh yeah, I wonder why.
Can your Hobo 2080? I'm even reading articles. The 2080 Ti is only getting like 30 frames. So
It's like a Microsoft Flight Simulator situation here.
yeah, but there's one thing that I see about this game. I was talking again, you like with Brink. I had Brink on, and he wanted to see it, and I was trying to stream it, and my poor PC couldn't stream it and play it at the same time. I kept having to set the graphics back lower. It still wasn't streaming very well, but I was pulling up an overlay that kind of monitors my hardware, you know, and it's showing me like CPU usage is only like 25%. So it's not really using CPU at all, and it was using like 90% GPU, and it was using 50% of my RAM, which I have 32 gig of RAM, so it was using like 16 gig of RAM in the system memory.
Is this something a patch will fix or help?
I don't think it will. I think it's something that they do on purpose in a way to really push the PC, and they just get a kick out of it. This game has so much foliage, like because it's like a tropical island, and you're in this jungle, and it's so dense with foliage, and the computer has to draw all that, and so it's trying to do all that at once. And then the game also has like destructible environments, like the trees you can shoot down. Like if you shoot the trees with your gun, they fall over and have effects. You can blow up buildings, the walls fall over, all that stuff. So you have physics in there. You have, you know, this real thick foliage. They put the draw distance like just crazy far out. Like it just, you don't have any pop up, but you can just see super far away in game, and it looks clear. Like it's not hazy or nothing like that. So like they really are pushing like every option you can, and just took it to the extreme. Like, you know, you could have way less grass and foliage and stuff, but like this is like dense, like you can't even see through it foliage, and it's all different kinds. They didn't use like the same assets over and over. You don't see the same tree a whole bunch and the same grass a whole bunch. There's like probably 20 different grass textures, and there's, you know, 5 or 10 different tree textures and bush textures and stuff like that. So the game just, it does really look neat as, you know, like a jungle. It really has that jungle feel to it where you're not seeing the same stuff over and over. But I'm enjoying it. I haven't played the Crysis for a while. You have that power suit, you know, you can turn yourself invisible, or you can put an armor on, and it has that little voice, you know, it's like maximum armor, you know, kind of thing, or cloak enabled, or cloak engaged is what it tells you. And you have the ability where you can go cloak, and you can grab the guy and go super strength, and you can like throw him across the map and stuff, which is kind of fun. It's kind of a big sandbox in a way too, you know, you kind of mess around that first island. The god rays are really neat. The sun coming through, and it's like reflecting off of stuff and through the trees and stuff. It looks really, really good. It just doesn't run great. And I think some my one of my theories is the game, since it's only running on like 25% CPU usage, is they just pretty much took the old engine and then they just reskinned the game. So it's running off just like one or two cores, and it's just literally not utilizing that CPU like it could. I don't know if that's something they can change or not, or if they
Well,
even want to change.
okay, but did you take everything down from like if it has like a low, medium, high, and then extreme or whatever they're calling it? Did you
Yeah. So
just run everything in
before the
high
show,
or most things in high, and then that up your frames?
yeah, so I was playing around with it before the show, and if it can run Crisis Mode, I'm getting like 25. So I bump it back to the next one. They call it very high. On very high, I'm getting about 45 to 50 frames. So I'm like, okay, it's doable. It's not the greatest. It does get kind of skips around a little bit every once in a while. It gets kind of laggy. Just kind of depends what's going on. So then I bump it back to high, and I get about 65, and that's fine. But before the show, I jumped it back to medium settings actually, and I was getting like 110, and it felt a lot more comfortable then. It felt real smooth, and so I feel like if I'm gonna play this game, I'm probably going to do somewhere in between medium and high settings to keep the frame rate at least above 80. Just because it's a shooter, and I like having a higher frame rate on a shooter. So I may do something like very high on textures, but turn the shadow quality down or something like that. The game looked good when I was kind
Right.
of messing with it. It still looked really good. Um, it doesn't have like that crazy, oh my gosh, complete next gen look to it, but it does look like a current generation title. But it's old school Crisis. So again, this is a 13-year-old game, and it looks good, and it's only $30 over in the Epic Store,
Nice.
and I'm enjoying the little bit I played. I might try to stream it tonight. We'll see what happens, because when I tried to stream it for Brink this yesterday, it wasn't streaming well at all. But I think what I can do, instead of taking the video card to do the streaming, I'm gonna let the CPU do some of the streaming, because it can do the rendering in your OBS settings, because it's only using 25% of my CPU anyways. So I can have my CPU doing the streaming processing, and let the graphics card worry about the game. So maybe that'll help the stream, and I'll be able to stream this game and people can see what it looks like, whatever. But
Yeah, cool. I watched a YouTube video. I don't know what tech site it was. It wasn't Linus or anybody, but it was
I
where
did
oh,
see
it
Linus
was
one.
yeah, that was Digital Foundry. Did you watch that one?
No, I have not seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's where they go for like basically like the tour of the studio itself, which is really nice. And then they were showing, I think it was the Xbox Series X, like some gameplay for it, and
Hmm.
just how they've been working on it since like as soon as they got the box at the office. So
Yeah,
interesting to see how, if that's going to be some kind of exclusive, maybe not in November, but it could be, January, February. But will that run on a Xbox OG one? That'll
I
be
thought I seen it said it was coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, so I think it will. But this game definitely isn't going to have the settings that they're running on PC, because, like I said, there's no way it pushes my PC so hard. But that's with ray tracing cranked up like really really high too, and
yeah,
even if ray tracing off, it didn't have a huge effect on the performance. So I mean, that draw distance is still a big chunk of it, and that foliage is still a big chunk. So, um,
yeah.
you
I'll be
know,
interested to see
they
their
cut all that
video on the
back.
PC version. Maybe it's out there and I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. The Linus Tech video I seen, he put it on a LG OLED and was running 4K, and he's using a 3090, which is the new graphics card. And he had an early copy of the Crysis Remastered. I'm not sure how old this video was. It's like a week old or whatever. But he wasn't using like optimized NVIDIA drivers, because he has an early 3090, and the drivers just came out for those.
Yeah.
And I think he was only getting 30 frames at 4K on the Canon Run Crisis mode, and he was like, it's like a slideshow. But he goes, but also just as a heads up, we are also streaming off, recording off the graphics card too at the same time. So that took a little bit of a hit. But yeah, so far the game really pushes the PC, and I don't know how much optimization will fix it, but I think they kind of like that name. Like even they put it in their graphics settings. Can it run Crisis? I don't know how much they care to optimize it. Because they get that name and knowing, well, can it run Crisis? And it's like free advertisement for them. You know, like this game is notorious for being hard to run. You know, so but good stuff.
Interesting.
I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I'm gonna
Yeah.
play some more of it this week and get deeper into the campaign. I enjoyed the campaign with the aliens coming in later on and stuff. And you start off fighting, you know, this military on this base, and then it turns into you're fighting aliens, and everything starts going kind of crazy on you. But
Did you play
besides,
Crisis 2 and 3?
very little. I think I own 2, and I only played it just a little bit. I probably should go back and play that sometime.
2
But
was good. I bought that on the 360 and finished that up. I think it was short. And then 3 was there was really no, I don't know, story to it. It was a flop in my opinion. The game looked good. It ran great, but it was just not much there as
I
far as
remember those
content.
2 being a little more linear. Like they would kind of wasn't like a big open world like the first one was. I remember that's when they started coming out with it, the console,
Yeah.
and they made the game a little more linear, and you know, like it knew where you were going to go, so it could really focus the game on where you're going. To where this, you know, the original Crisis is just big open sandbox world like Grand Theft Auto, and no matter you can go any direction you want. You can go do whatever you want. You don't have to go do the mission. You can just go completely on the other direction and interact with the stuff and do things and stuff like that. So it's trying to load in that whole game, you know, and no load screens and stuff like that. So, you know, I think the second Crisis had like load screens and stuff on occasion, and
Right.
where this one does not. But yeah, Crisis 2 back, or not Crisis 2, but Crisis 1. So back in young Jesus day, was enjoying that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me back to my
Remember-
roots. The last game I just real quick just gonna hit on. I streamed some Dead Cells today. I had a couple of friends, they were streaming it, and it gave me the urge. I'm like, I have to play this game. I haven't played Dead Cells in a while, and had a good time. I streamed it for a couple hours today. So I know Gunny, you hopped in there last minute, like as I was getting ready to jump off, but
Giving out your tutorial on how to get the best items and beat the bosses.
yeah, showing off some different items, and I pretty much have. I want to say I have probably 90% of the items unlocked. There's a couple items that I haven't gotten, but most of them I have, and I can't even spend points anymore on anything. So
You've
all the
mastered
cells
that game
as you
damn near.
collect, yeah. So, but I'm still stuck on 2BC. That game is just so hard because you don't get any health refills between levels or anything like that. So you got to like beat the bosses and everything on the same three little health flask, and
Jeez.
it's hard stuff because it's on the higher difficulty. The enemies do so much more damage. Like, you know, you get hit one time, sometimes it can take up to like 3/4 of your health.
That's
You know, like
brutal.
the dumb little bat that carries the grenade. Like if you get hit by one of them, which is a really simple enemy to get hit by, but I mean, it just you just can't. I mean, that just ruins your whole entire run because you're gonna have to use health early on, and you're gonna need it for the last boss later on in the game. That's where you run into the problem. Like I can get to the last boss, I just can't get to him with enough health because you have to beat him on like a quarter health going into him. You know, and he spawns elite characters while you're trying to fight him. So you got like these 2 elites and 2 regular characters you have to kill real quick. And then you got to fight the boss, and then he jumps up out of the way and he spawns more elites, and so you got like a lot of stuff to do, and it's hard. You got to have almost a couple bars of health in there unless you really know that fight well. But it's good stuff. I enjoy that game still so much that, you know, playing it along. So
Yeah, it's fun to
that's
watch. Not
that's it
fun
for
for me to
me.
play.
What you, Gunny?
Casual.
What's that?
I said casual play is good for me, but not
Yeah.
like try and do a run through to the end of the game.
Yeah, I'd love to get back to the
Still on
5BC
1BC.
is the highest difficulty you can go to, and that actually has the real end game. Like you can beat the game on normal and then 1BC and then 2, 3, 4 up to 5BC. But once you get to 5BC, there's actually a whole nother level after the end boss. It opens up, and then you get to play through that level, and then there's another boss at the end, the true end,
Ooh.
and it's so hard to get to. People think they beat the game the first time and they just drop the game because they think they've finished it, and there's actually this real boss later on. It's
I beat the
really
game.
hard to get
I
to.
beat the game. I died,
Yeah,
and I beat
whatever.
the game.
Yeah.
I beat the game.
But that's it for me, Gunny. What about you?
I've been playing House. What did you call it, Jesus? House Flipper Simulator.
3D, virtual, augmented reality, and virtual
I could have
reality.
taken a video of it. Yeah, just like
Gunny
you know,
destroyed his house that he just bought, guys. He literally went in there. He pulled up in a brand new GMC Sierra 2020, and he got out of the truck with the camera crew and ran up to the door with the sledgehammer and said, "We're remodeling this house." And he fucking took a sledgehammer to the door and take a sledgehammer to the walls, and he's just taking a sledgehammer and destroying his house because he's going to remodel it.
pretty much that's what I've been doing, especially the last couple weeks, and probably the next couple going. Before going into November.
At least you did it right. I was telling Mayo, at least he's doing it like before he moves all his shit in.
Yeah.
So
like I'll give you an example.
Destroy everything and fucking just do it.
I'll give you an example of this virtual game before I get into actual video games. But for example, so we demoed that countertop, but even before we did that, they're my friends basically, right? They're workers, friends, and they're, they do all the maintenance work here, and they're like, hey, you can see, like, even Sean Fuller would know this, where you've got the floorings, and they lock in, but those were already done before we moved in. But so, like the dishwasher, you can't pull the dishwasher out because they floored around it. You know what I mean? So it looks good, but if your dishwasher has a problem, you can't pull the fucking dishwasher out. So on the countertop, but we demoed that. It had like those tiles and so that all came up. So we have to like cut a little piece of where we took the sink out to raise that thing up to get the dishwasher out, to put a new dishwasher in there. It's like, you mother freaking, I hate this game, guys. It's like, I mean, it's not going to be a lot of money, but it's like, who the hell did that? Yeah. So we're probably just going to raise the countertop so that we have a problem with the dishwasher. We just pull it out.
Destroy it all, Gunny. Start over.
I thought about it. I said, can I just take the sledgehammer and, maybe drive my car through it or something? My Jeep. Boom, knock it down. Other than that, guys, that's not been fun. My back hurt, and haven't been able to play real video games. It's been frustrating. But either way, I played, what did I play for actual video games? Oh, the free week for Xbox, Hunt Showdown. Has anybody tried this out at all?
Nope.
Yeah, it's probably not something in my wheelhouse because I don't like a lot of those hide and seek type survival games. But yeah, so I tried that out, and this is another game by Crysis, and it looks good running on the Xbox One X. But yeah, it's like a first person PvP bounty hunt game. And I think the bounty is like whatever monster you're going after, and you're getting these clues to go find said monster. Could be like a two-legged monster or a giant spider or something like that. But I think the way this works is where once you get to but in between all that stuff, you've got these zombies just kind of milling around. And you can avoid them by just walking slow, crouching, taking different routes to the location that you need to be at to get to the monster. And in between that, you've got 12 real players in the world who are just after the same thing. I think. I don't know how that works, if it's just one boss, or somebody said there might be like 3 of them or something. But yeah, so once you find that monster
what are you talking about?
The word?
What game is this?
This is called Hunt Showdown. It's been out, I think, for a couple years, a year and a half. So it's on everything now.
Oh, that shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter. But I don't think you'd like this because you only get 3 weapons in the game. The only thing I can think you can change is maybe the appearance. So it's just what would you call it? Like a pistol gun or something, or maybe a rifle and a shotgun. And of course you get a knife. And yeah, I only went through the tutorial, but I thought, I definitely want to play more of it, kind of see how it shakes out. It's probably fun with friends where, once you mark this monster for death or something, you receive that bounty. Then everything on the map will be like, hey, there's there's a team over here at this area, and they've already banished the monster. So then everybody in the fucking world knows where you're at, and they just come after you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you just have to be ready for when other players are coming after you. I think it's a fair enough radius to where they don't know exactly what building you're in or, your precise location.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks okay graphic wise. The only thing I couldn't figure out in the tutorial was where it says, you can exit the area or something like that. I'm like, what the hell? It's like everything's like in red. I couldn't figure out what I needed to do. Like, do I just need to stand here and wait for the game to end, or was there an actual exit location? But yeah, either way, it's see how that goes if I continue to play that game. But we talked about Among Us with the community, fun times, and speaking of Brink, we played a little bit of Star Citizen. And, it's that free week. It's probably over either today or tomorrow. Or no, I think it goes a little bit into October, I think it was, wasn't it? Or was it September 26th? I can't remember.
I'm not sure how long the trial was on that, or the free play.
But yeah, it was it was not the best experience. I know Brink said he hadn't played it in a while and he needed to update the game, and because I spawned in one area, he spawned in another. So it was easier for him to get in his ship, fly to my location, and meet me at, what do they call it, like the Star Dock or something. But I had ended up taking the wrong freaking subway. But either way, got myself on track. We met up together. We got in his. I want to call it like a Winnebago, or it was something out of a, like it was just that all silver look to it ship, but it was pretty cool looking. And we get in the ship, we take off from the base, planet, and we're like, okay, he's going to choose this mission where we're going to evict these people. He's like, these are always fun. I'm like, oh, cool, I can't wait. And yeah, we get to that location. It's only like, that took maybe 5-10 minutes to get to the other planet. And like, but the problem was there was like a hole in the world, like a No Man's Sky situation where there was like a rip or a tear in there and you could see out, through the planet. He fell through it, and I'm like walking up to it. I'm like, all right, so should I just wait for you're going to spawn back in your bed in the ship, right? I think so. I don't know. It's like, and then I ended up falling through. I was like, all right. So that was like an hour of shenanigans right there, but not completing anything. But yeah, they said, oh, we're working on it, guys. We got plenty of bugs and shit we need to fix. Yeah, it was things like where everybody in the space station or, in the colony, all the AI people were standing on the chairs, not next to the chair, not in front of the chair, not sitting down, but standing on top of all the chairs. And Brink was like, it's still like that. I'm like, yeah. I don't know how long it's been like that, but crazy. But other than that, it's like, the worlds are huge. Tons of places to explore.
Yeah, that game has a big agenda, I would say. They want to do a lot in that game.
Yeah, I almost feel like, are they biting off more they can chew in that aspect where they're trying to make it this monstrous world, but yet not paying attention to, shouldn't they have started off smaller? I don't know. Maybe said, oh, it's going to be this big, but hey, we're going to focus on this area. I don't know. It's their game. They can do what they want, however they want.
Until they run out of money.
Yeah, right. I hope not, because that's what people are worried about. They're like, do you know what the fuck you're doing? They're, oh, yeah. We know exactly what we're doing and what our goal is and how we're going to, they never talk about completing the game. They just talk about making it to
adding to it, right.
Yeah. But it's like, hey, look, can we at least get it to where we can enjoy playing what it is now? Oh, no, we can't do that. We got to keep adding to it. And I think that's what's freaking people out or making them worry so much.
Yeah, I can see that though. People they've been asking for backers, for a long time, and they continue to get backers and stuff, and they continue to just make this game even bigger all the time. So
yeah, there is like
whatever end.
There is like a PvP mode in there, but I think I asked Brink about it. He says, it's just whatever you'd expect, just normal PvP mode, team-based, or probably a every man for himself sort of situation, but I didn't play that. Yeah, we just played the PvE stuff. So, yeah, but plenty of bugs. I mean, I was like, my game it was not crashing. The game wasn't crashing, but it would just be like, oh, hey, like I went to lay down in the bed, or I couldn't get out of the bed or something. Couldn't figure that out. I don't know. Maybe that was my fault. Since I'm a boomer, Jesus.
Goddamn fucking boomers.
I was hitting all the buttons on the keyboard. What do I press again? Is it tab? Is it Control F1? I don't fucking know.
He's over hitting all the buttons. All the buttons. Jesus.
Fuck, my kid figured out what Control and Shift and all that shit was in like 5 minutes, Gunny. Come on.
You know what? I was telling Jesus in our little chat, I was like, hey, I had me one of the calculator wristwatches, Pally, when I was younger. I was ahead of the times,
Okay. You're so advanced, Gunny.
I know, right? But I'm over here. What's the control? Where's that at on the keyboard? Yeah. But I think there was an option. I think the other cool thing about it was, said, hey, do you want to enable your camera? And Brink was telling me, because I just said, yeah, sure, whatever. I thought it was like some kind of something for streaming, but he goes, no, it's actually pretty cool when it works, is where it'll track your head movement and your voice, your mouth movements.
Yep, it'll like your facial expressions and shit.
I don't think anybody wants to see that, but okay. That's a cool feature to add. Why not?
So it can track confusion, Jesus?
Yeah, that would be the look on my face the whole time.
Being confused the whole time. Oh, shit. Anyways, just a little bit more of Marvel Avengers. I've only made it up to where I'm in the simulation of Iron Man. And I'll agree with Bill from last week that he talked about, Iron Man was like not very fun because it just seemed, not simple. All the controls are simple, which is great for me. I love simple controls. I don't want to be pulling off any crazy combos, even though they had a few of those. But it was like you could, what the hell was it? It was, I can't even remember like what his abilities were, but just like the last one on the short little combo was where he shoots the little, laser bullets out of his hands. And that was like lame as fuck right there. And I was like, what? That's it? That's how he finishes it? That's stupid. That's what he does. What do you want him to do? Fucking shoot.
I want him to do more.
He's fucking Iron Man. He shoots the little shit out of his hand and he flies around. And all he's known for really is his stupid ass one-liners that are supposed to be cool.
Okay, I don't know. What I want is like, I want his hand, like his glove hand, to like shoot out of his,
what Iron Man,
like, knock the enemy down.
You know what Iron Man is? He is Marvel's Batman.
Yeah, I never thought of that. That's true.
He is Marvel's Batman. They both do the same shit. The only thing that the main difference between the two is Iron Man is more flashy and people know he's Iron Man, where Batman is more like grim and dark and people don't know he's Batman. That's the main difference.
Yeah.
That's it. They're both the same, motherfucker. Both rich fucking people that own companies that create weapons, and they use those weapons to fight evil. I mean, personally, I would just become evil myself. See, I'm just a bad person. I would just be evil.
Like it.
I'd be evil, Mayo. Come on, Mayo. You got all those weapons and shit. Yeah.
I thought your logic was, are you really evil though? Because you think you're good, right?
Exactly. That's my logic. Listen, Mayo.
You're trying to change the world for the better.
Darth Vader, in his eyes, was the good guy. All right? All Anakin wanted to do, Mayo, is... What did he want to do? What did he become? I
forgot what Anakin was.
I remember. No, I remember when is that episode 3 where he wants to become like to He becomes a Sith because he wants to learn how to bring people back to life. Remember?
I didn't like that movie.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, he wants. Doesn't he want to bring like a? Oh no, because doesn't he get like a vision where his girlfriend's gonna die or some shit? And he's like, I want to bring her back to life or something, or bring people. She's gonna die when she gives birth or some shit. I don't know, but see, he's a good guy in his head. And he does all that crazy shit.
And nobody listens to him.
And everyone and he goes and kills all the little Jedi kids and does all that shit because he's a good guy, Gunny. He's trying to save his girlfriend.
Yes.
The love of his life.
We just need to make a note not to give Jesus any extra power on this podcast.
Right?
Just
No.
I'm the good guy in my head. Yeah. It's all perspective, guys. It's all perspective. Yeah, look at it from both sides.
Yeah, but to finish it off, I know Bill was also talking about like that multiplayer part of it, where once you're in that ship and you're doing the single player missions, and you're playing Kamala Khan. What is she? Miss Marvel? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
And she's fucking badass because she's got like the big Hulk hands, and she's got the Fantastic Four stretchy. And she just does this thing at like the end of her combo where she just claps their fucking head with these two big hands, and it's just super satisfying. Like that's what makes it for this game for me. I was like, yes, the Hulk and her, man, just are awesome. Because Hulk just goes in like a tank, and just destroys people, pick them up, knock other people down with other people, and break doors down, no problem. Yeah, so that's where I'm at in the game.
Are you missing this game yet, Jesus?
No.
Do you regret not buying it?
No. Not really.
Me either. In all honesty,
No.
I almost bought it, and then I'm like, eh. And the more I hear about it, the more I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, same here.
And the other part too was a bit confusing, where it said, "Hey, okay, so you're going into your first true campaign section of this game. Do you want to enable multiplayer so that other people can join it?" And be part of your campaign. I was like, yeah, sure. Yes. Of course.
What do they join as? Like a different superhero?
From what I understand, I don't know if this was what Bill Gardner said or I heard it on another show, where there is no other. So if you choose Hulk, which is I'm Kamala Khan, right? And of course, Hulk is with me in that part of the campaign. So nobody else can be that person. They have to be the 4 other people or some shit, right?
Oh,
so I just thought maybe it would match me up with Captain America and other people, but no, I don't know what happened. I have it enabled, but it just ended up being me and Hulk. And it was like that big open area, like a Destiny type situation where, go to this area, do this thing, go to that area. And it was good action, but overall it was like, I don't know what the fuck am I doing?
This sounds boring.
Why am I doing this? But it wasn't well executed in the end, where the mission that you did, you got to find this secret underground tunnel thing. Okay. I don't know. It just it was like, man, it was all right, but I don't know. I'm gonna continue to play it. And
anyways,
sweet guys.
Anyways,
that's all I played.
Speaking of Marvel, let's move on to news. It's news time.
News.
I got some Marvel news for you. Square Enix says its latest Marvel Avengers patch, Mayo, will address over 1,000 issues. 1,000 issues.
It's a lot of issues.
Including several progression stoppers. Patch version 1.3.0 is our first major patch since launch and addresses over 1,000 issues you've helped surface these past 2 weeks, ranging from several progression stoppers to small graphical fixes, Square Enix said. While the focus of this patch was resolving bugs, future near-term patches will integrate more quality-of-life adjustments and feedback-driven features and tuning. So there you go. Well, there you go, Gunny. Maybe your 1,000 fixing patch will fix all your problems. Maybe.
Well, maybe.
I don't fucking know. Let's move on now to more news, Mayo. Let's move on now to more fucking news. This shit, more news.
Yes.
Sony apparently has revealed the install size for some of its games.
Nice.
According to Sony, Insomniac's Spider-Man Miles Morales requires a minimum of 50 gigabytes. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Minimum of 50.
Done.
Dun, 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 dun. That's just for the Miles Morales section of the game, according to PlayStation. The Spider-Man Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition. Ultimate Launch Edition, Mayo. All right?
I love the new naming.
Yeah, I always love when they do that shit. Like super or ultimate or complete. I'm like, what the fuck you mean it wasn't complete before? Which includes a remaster of Spider-Man PlayStation 4, Gunny. A remaster for the... So, heads up, people. If you want to play Spider-Man on the PS5, I'm pretty sure you have to buy this edition of the game. Just a heads up. I'm pretty sure that was confirmed by Sony that you do have to pay $70 and get this new version of the game. Or if you own the PS4 Pro or PS4 console and you already have the base game, you can buy the add-on for $40. So it's either buy it on the old gen for $40 and play it there, or if you want to play on the PS5, you have to pay $70 and get the whole edition of the game. So you cannot just buy the standalone on the PS5. I'm pretty sure that's what it was confirmed. Not 100% sure, though. I could be wrong, but I've been hearing those rumors. But anyways, on the PS5, that Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition is going to weigh in at 105 gigabytes minimum.
Wow. Call of Duty territory here.
So we're talking like an 800 gig hard drive, right?
856 gigabytes, Mayo. 856, Mayo.
Okay, so at this rate, say all games are roughly 100 gigabyte. It seems to be the new trend.
Well, maybe Ultimate Editions. Ultimate.
You're going to get 8 games on your new PlayStation?
Yeah. 8 awesome next-gen games. All right?
That's right.
8 fucking next-gen games, man. Stop being such, like... All right? You can install an Ultimate Edition of Dead Cells on PS5.
Oh, there you go. Sold.
All right. Demon Souls, the new Demon Souls that was showcased the other day at the PlayStation 5 event, requires a minimum of 66 gigabytes.
Minimum? Yeah. So why do they give a minimum? I don't understand
because
that.
The patches, man.
Base.
Yeah. You need
so it's based in the base game is...
Yeah, you need a day one patch of 40 gigs probably, mostly.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So it says here it's worth keeping in mind that the PS5 comes with a custom 825 gigabyte SSD at launch. So
they're all custom.
Well, this is specially custom, Gunny.
Special custom.
It says so you can expand the PS5's internal storage with an off-the-shelf SSD. So the off-the-shelf SSD that you can purchase to make your memory bigger, I guess, has to be a 5.5 gigabyte per second read bandwidth. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy, I wonder if we're gonna have problems later on, like we did in the past, where people are gonna be buying these things off the black market. It's not working in my PlayStation 5.
Gunny, this
Xbox One, Series X.
You know what? I'm gonna go to everyone's favorite retailer, Amazon.
They're gonna be out. Like I'll bet you, day one, they're gonna be all over Amazon and eBay.
All right, so I'm looking up right now a NVMe 4.0 hard drive for you people out there. For you awesome PS5 pre-ordering members of the community, I'm giving you guys the update on. So let's say you guys want to add a 2 terabyte hard drive to your PS5 because you're like, you know what? I want to install Miles Morales Ultimate Edition.
And Call of Duty.
Ultimate Edition, I want to install this 9 times on my system, Gunny, and I want a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's on sale from $500 down to $349.99. You are saving. That's on sale. So you are saving $150 with this being on sale. Oh, if you want a cheaper 1 terabyte Mayo, say you want just 1 terabyte.
Okay, yeah.
You
go a
only
little cheaper.
You only want to install it
500, or I spent 400 on my new console. So
yeah. So you only want to install Miles Morales 5 times, not 10 times. So you go cheaper to the 1 terabyte. You get yourself a whopping savings of like $160, and you get to only pay $189.99 for the Corsair Force 1 terabyte Gen 4 NVMe M.2 SSD. And if you want like a cheaper version, there's an even... Oh, this is a Gen 3, so this is a slower one. A Gen 3 costs $169.99, but most of the Gen 4s, which is what the PS5 is running, are $200 for 1 terabyte. So, yeah.
Keep that in mind, people, that if you plan on buying the all digital and you think you're just gonna pop in a regular SSD hard drive, an external drive, it might not be that easy.
I mean, I think you still can, they said, but you don't get none of the benefits of the fast loads and none of that. Like, it's just like you're playing on a PS4 with better graphics. That's really it. So you're still gonna have the long load times, the loading, between sections. It's not like we're Spider-Man. They said that there's no loading at all, like between the city, like goes from one end to the end or whatever, and all that, like just smooth transitions. There's no like on the fast travel, it just goes,
I
Whereas
think that's what we're gonna. I think that's the majority. Maybe the majority of people are going to do. They're just going to be doing external hard drives, right? Because I can't afford.
but
these
like,
expensive-
why? That's kind of
almost pointless. But I don't know.
Why would you buy a new gen system to do that? You're not getting honest to God, the graphics on a PS4 Pro and an Xbox Series or an Xbox One X are not bad if you're a console gamer. If you're gaming on a TV, they do pretty good. Granted, you're not getting 120 frames a second like you will on the new consoles, which is a big benefit. But most TVs don't do 120 hertz. You know what I mean?
Right.
Most TVs most 4K, okay, like some of these, like Xbox keeps touting 4K 120. Most TVs that do 4K only do 4K at 60. Like even my OLED does 4K at 60. Like, you know what I mean? So you're not going to be getting the benefits of 120 frames, and so like keep that in mind. Also, if you're upgrading to these new systems, thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get 120 frames,"
right?
Well, make sure that your hardware can do that. Make sure that the TV you're going to be using can do 120 frames, because most TVs, like for example, my TV is the OLED or whatever, the LG. It could do 120 frames, but only at 1080p. So you got to keep that in mind when you're buying these new gen systems. Like yes, the hardware, like it's gonna be better graphics, it's gonna look nicer, but are you really getting the full benefits of paying this, this $400 or $500 price tag? Are you getting all the benefits? Maybe that's why the Xbox Series S is the better choice for most people, because it does 1440, and all that. So. That might be the best choice. It's the best bang for your buck, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think I only see like not a lot, but I see, as far as TVs go, I know there are several models with that Sony does that are 1440p.
Huh, interesting.
Maybe because they were the first to do it, I'm not sure.
Yes.
I was going to throw in there, I just remember back when console gaming was pretty simple. You plugged it in, that's all you had to worry about. But now you got to worry about what refresh rate your TV is. You got to worry about, like which kind of HDMI cables you're using now. You got to worry about, do you want to use the S or the X? You got lot more options. It's starting to sound more like PC stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least I haven't seen it where maybe the TV market for gamers is not there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see, Samsung and Vizio and all these people. Hey, this one's optimized for the Series X and S, and it's got 1440p or something. But yeah, it's not. They just all went straight to 4K, right, for home viewing of sports and stuff, TVs and movies. Yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta be careful with that. I mean, like I said, you're gonna be buying this new console, but you gotta make sure that your hardware can support it. Because, yeah, that's
so I got a question here, Mayo. I think I can simplify things even for our listeners. Now, if I go with a Series S, because it does up to 1440p, and I think IAMS had even responded, like, not every game is going to do it, or it's not going to quite go that high, but is that going to run well on my 1440p? Is that going to come with that special cable that goes into the back of my monitor? Is that how
like
that
your
works?
DisplayPort monitor?
Yeah, my DisplayPort.
No, you can use HDMI because it has a high enough transfer speed to do 1440 resolution. I think it might be the 2.0, whatever you use for 4K. Because the amount of data, since for 4K, is higher than it would sign.
And it would recognize. So that would recognize it wouldn't. It would be like, okay, you can do 1440p. I can change it in my, on my monitor, and then on the Xbox, it would be, sure, you can run this in 1440p.
Yeah, I'm assuming it just kind of work like our PCs work. Like if you plug in a 1440 monitor to your PC, it'll let you. If you do full screen resolution, it'll only let you go as high as 1440. You can go down. You can go to 1080, or you could do whatever kind of crazy resolution you want. You just can't go past 1440. Even though the game would have more options, it's only going to give you the option up to the highest one that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe what the Xbox was going to do is, like, say if you just are plugging it into a monitor and it's only 1440, it's going to give you the option of 1080p or 1440. And that's the only options you're going to have. But if you plug it into your 4K TV, if you unhook it from your monitor, it's probably going to say 1440 or 4K. And you're going to have that option. And you probably get the option of 1440 with a better frame rate if your TV can do it, or 4K at a lower frame rate, But then you run into, so when you run into 1440 versus 4K, it's all about pixels per inch at that point, because, each pixel is your resolution, so, it's whatever by whatever. So if you have, 1440 is, 2650 by 1440, that's how many pixels are going up, down, left and right. And if you have a bigger screen, that means those pixels are bigger. You have the same amount of pixels going across no matter what. So the smaller the screen and the higher resolution, the more crisp it looks. So when you go the opposite way, if you go to a lower resolution and a bigger screen, it's going to look more washed out, and it's not going to look as clear. So it's not going to look as good. So that's why you want 4K on a bigger monitor.
Gunny, motherfucker. You want 4K on that TV, motherfucker, you.
Yeah, I was just speaking more about my Asus 1440p monitor.
Oh.
My 165 hertz.
Speaking of monitors and 120 and 424, Sony product manager says HDMI 2.1 is not necessary for the PS5. That's right. Sony apparently just unveiled their brand new 2020 cinema projectors, Mayo. Their new projectors. They're 4K projectors and 8K projectors, but these only have HDMI 2.0 in them. When they were asked why they only have HDMI 2.0, they said they don't really need HDMI 2.1, especially for like the PS5, because he says the next generation consoles are incredibly exciting, and they're all about offering the best-in-class 4K performance. 4K at 120 Hz is interesting. But actually, with the next-gen consoles, the baseline performance is to hit a really good native 4K 60 Hz performance and have that performance across many games. So this pretty much shows that their real target is not 4K 120. Some games may support 4K 120, but most will only do 4K 60. Womp, womp, womp.
Screw you, son.
Hey, 4K 60 is not bad, though. Everyone's always wanted 4K 60. I've always wanted 4K 60. I mean, 4K 60 is not bad. That's good.
I like it.
You know, how many of you
looks crispy?
How many of you have an 8K TV? Come on now, tell me. How many of you? No one has an 8K TV.
Probably 3 listeners.
Yeah,
I got money.
3 really rich listeners have like one of them has like all 8K TV. Like I have 7 of them.
The Super Dot 8K.
I have 10 8K TVs. What are you talking about, Jesus?
This is the flagship series TV.
Also, speaking of hard drives, Gunny, let me talk to you about Xbox. The Xbox team spoke to Windows Central and they said the following about their new special hard drives, Gunny. Dun, dun, dun. One of the questions asked to them was, can I still use my USB hard drive or SSD? You know, we know some people got some SSDs on that Xbox One X. You may want to switch that over, Gunny. This is what they said.
Oh, yeah.
This is what the team said. Built-in partnership with Seagate. This 1 terabyte custom storage solution expands storage capacity of the Xbox Series X with the full speed and performance of the Xbox Velocity architecture. Previous generation Xbox titles can still be played directly from USB 3.2 hard drives. However, to receive all the benefits of the Xbox Velocity architecture and optimal performance, the Xbox Series X optimized games should only be played from internal SSD or an Xbox Series X storage expansion card.
Back to the cards. Man, so my I've got these 2
you gotta
external hard drives all plugged in and
useless now,
wires running everywhere. That's going to be obsolete soon.
Fucking useless. You're gonna have to buy the Xbox storage expansion cards to use their Xbox Velocity architecture. Oh yeah. You excited?
Another $200 freaking dollars. You know, I've got a hard drive over here, Jesus. Like, easily. I had it for my PlayStation Pro, which I never turn on, but it's just sitting there, $100, just wasted. It's right behind me.
You know, the good thing about all this for the PC community is that, like all the people buying these NVMe drives, you know, these customs made ones for like the consoles, or even the PS5. You know, you buy just a regular one for the PS5. The good thing is that the demand will probably drive more competition to drive the prices down.
Yeah.
So like maybe not in the first, I wouldn't say by even next year, these cars are going to be really expensive to buy. But I think like within the next 3, 4, 5 years, say in the year 2023, these cards are going to just fucking dive, dude. The pricing of them is going to just go down because everyone's going to have them, you know? They're going to want to make them to the point where everyone can afford them. And,
yeah,
you know, because people will complain at first, you know, like the people that buy the next gen system, they know what they're getting themselves into. You're paying already $500 or $400 for a console. You know you're going to be buying shit, right? You're going to buy a new controller, maybe an extra controller for $80, a new headset, a new whatever. So you know you're getting yourself into a hole there. So you're expecting to pay a few $100. But I see, you know, later on as people start buying the consoles when they're cheaper, they're going to want cheaper hard drives, and someone's going to come out and start making these things cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So that's a good thing, actually, Gunny. It's a good thing.
It is. Yeah, I could definitely see that in a couple of years. These things are going to be, prices are going to be cut in half.
Right, Mayo? Right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's like, let's get back.
Yeah, like I was telling Gunny, like with all these, you know, consoles having like these custom NVMe drives and all that shit, it's going to drive the prices down of them because, you know, people are going to want to buy them and they're going to be buying them. And eventually there's going to be competition because people are going to want to sell these to console gamers and they're going to be making them cheaper and cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's going to, you know, and it's going to make these things so much cheaper than now. Because currently, like I said, $200 for a 1 terabyte. It's a lot of money.
I'm just thinking.
When you look at like the old flash drives, I remember, you know, back in the day, you were like 2 gig flash drive, then became 4 gig flash drive.
Yeah.
Now you know,
like
the other day,
gig.
Microsoft gave away, like if you linked your Facebook account with them, they gave you 2 32 gig flash drives for free. They give you a micro SD card and a regular flash drive for free. Like the price on them now is like $7 for a 32 gig card.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, you can buy like 64 gig for like $10.
Yeah.
And it's all going to be third party stuff, right? Like SanDisk or Memorex or SanDisk, whoever it is, right?
It'll be somebody.
They're always going to be the cheapest one.
Yeah. Somebody will come out with the hobo Xbox fucking card. It'll be called the box card. Buy the box card. This thing works with an Xbox or whatever. Yeah, it'll happen. It's, competition.
Made by some company you can't pronounce in Japan.
Yeah, competition always drives prices down, which is a good thing for consumers, but not at first, because at first you guys are going to have to be buying those cards for $200.
Yeah, see, that's going to be the thing where if I have Call of Duty and Spider-Man, and then, Jesus, I want to get, let's say, whatever.
Cyberpunk!
Next November.
Cyberpunk!
Oh, gosh,
Right,
that's another one.
80 gigs.
Another
They
one.
already confirmed. Cyberpunk already said their game starts off at 80 gigs. Minimum.
Yeah, fuck. And then don't forget about multiplayer that's going to be coming up after that.
Are they
It's going to be
have?
another 30 gigs.
I don't know. I don't think Cyberpunk is going to have multiplayer, is it?
So there is multiplayer that's confirmed. And I think the not the debate, but when people are, because it's, it's been in the news, right? And for the longest time.
Cyberpunk
And they're
multiplayer?
talking about the microtransaction thing. Like some people are just trying to dig dirt up on it, but I think Cyberpunk's like CD Projekt Red is saying how we're not talking about microtransactions. They won't have microtransactions at launch with multiplayer. And like, so are you confirming that it won't be there ever? So anyway, I'm just saying that's going to be another 30 to 40 gigs right there.
All right, guys, I got news. I got news for the multiplayer. Speaking of Cyberpunk multiplayer, Cyberpunk 2077 developer CD Projekt Red says Cyberpunk multiplayer will not be out with the game. It's going to be released in 2021, and in terms of a game, it is pretty much its own AAA release. They said they're working on it full time, and it's going to be a full pretty much its own game. So I'm thinking they're going MMO route, like almost like GTA 5 online, but Cyberpunk online.
Interesting.
Dum, dum,
Yeah,
dum.
I can't wait to see what they're doing.
Because I don't want no dumb, we're going to do a team deathmatch, 6 versus
Yeah,
6.
just kind of check all the boxes. Yeah, that's what I was
Fuck
thinking
all
they were
that.
doing.
I'm hoping they go like MMO route and like let you live in the Cyberpunk world and fucking buy
This
shit.
is why they're not talking about the microtransaction thing.
You pay $50 in real life and you can get all the crypto in the game.
Awesome, man. Yeah, it's the first I'm hearing about it. I just been seeing bits and pieces about it. This is cool. That's fine. Give me the single player game. I'll pay. Wait, is it 60 or is it 70?
Yeah.
Is it up for pre-order yet?
Also, Cyberpunk just tweeted out, Gunny. They just tweeted out this week,
Got this.
last week. They said, nothing has changed, Gunny. Cyberpunk 2077 is a single-player game with 0 microtransactions. One
There it is.
single purchase. No tricks.
okay.
Don't believe the clickbait. It says here, Cyberpunk Multiplayer Online, which is a separate project, will have some microtransactions, but we said that a year ago already. Like always, expect us treating your money with respect.
Nice. I love that. And it's got smart delivery for both consoles.
Smart delivery. That sounds so stupid. You got a smart
That
delivery
is kind of
guy.
yeah.
It's like something Domino's would come up with. Hey guys, we got the smart delivery coming to you with the pizza.
You just shoot
Mayo.
it from a laser cannon to your
Mayo, the smart delivery car is going to deliver your pizza in 20 minutes. It'll be
driverless smart car.
smart.
Pop your pizza out the back door. Bam.
That does exist. Have you seen that shit on YouTube? It does exist, Gunny. They have one. They have one in I think it's Arizona, Phoenix. They were testing it.
Oh, do they? That's
Yeah,
cool.
legit. Like
I've only
it's
seen the driverless.
It's a Pizza
vehicle.
Hut. It's a Pizza Hut or a Domino's. I think it's Domino's. It's a fucking like a fucking car that literally has no driver, and it drives up to your house and parks in the front of your house, and he's like texting you, and it's like, hey motherfucker, I'm outside. come out here and get your shit. And like you walk outside to it and you push in the code or whatever on your phone and the little door opens up and it like slides out the pizza to you and it's like, here you go. And then the car honks and it takes off.
So before it gets to my house and I T-bone this thing at an intersection, I can probably get a free pizza.
Maybe, but you're going to have to probably pay a lot of insurance money.
I'll be wearing a mask, of course. In a stolen vehicle.
Yeah. We're moving more news. Frustrated gamers are now battling eBay scalpers, Mayo. You people. They're battling you.
Mayo, you were over there going click, 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 click. You and Iams were over there refresh.
Buying all the fucking 3080s, Mayo.
Oh, yeah. You told me to buy all the 3080s.
Frustrated gamers are now battling eBay scalpers with fake $50,000 bids and RTX 3080 paper editions. That's right. So, one of the first eBay listings that we saw today was priced at $1,199. This is for an RTX 3080. Not even the 3090. The 3090 retails for $1,499. 3080 retails for $699.99. But it's sold out, literally. When NVIDIA launched them, like, I think it was like 30 seconds, they said. It was sold out 30 seconds later. That's pretty fucking quick.
Did you cry, Mayo? Did you cry? You know what I did? I picked up my Xbox One controller and continued on playing my Forza game.
No, I didn't cry. I knew I wouldn't be able to pre-order one right away. I'm going to at least wait till October.
Most people are saying that they cannot find one, and then on eBay, like I said, some of the bids were up to $50,000. And actually, somebody on Reddit, Brink was showing me this on the Reddit PC Master Race forum. Somebody created a bot. All right, somebody created a bot that goes into eBay, and it looks for 3080 cards and 3060 or 3070 and 3090 cards, and it's automatically set to bid on them, no matter what. It's set to automatically bid on all the listings that have these cards, and it no matter what the next person bids, it will outbid them. So like this fucking bot is outbidding everyone, and then at the end, the bot buys the card supposedly, and then it cancels the transaction. So this dude is like fucking being a hero out there and fucking over these scalpers. Fuck the scalpers, Gunny.
Those fuckers.
They need to get a damn job. Or something.
That's stupid, man. That would piss me off.
I would be mad if I was trying to get one. I know I am just trying to get one and he can't. It sucks for him.
Man, I hope that doesn't happen with the Xbox.
Oh, well. Speaking of the Xbox, I got some news about the Xbox, Gunny.
Ooh, what is it?
Microsoft announces the specific Xbox Series X and S pre-order start times, Mayo. Specific times. All right, let me tell you, Mayo. Are you ready to pre-order yourself an Xbox Series X?
Okay.
All right, you need to wake up. September 22nd. You need to be ready in the United States. In the United States, at 8 a.m. Pacific time at the following retailers: Microsoft Store, Amazon,
Where are they at now?
Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart, Target, Sam's Club, Newegg, and other participating retailers. 8 a.m. is the time they go live on the 22nd. I'll be at work, so I don't get to fucking pre-order one. God damn it. It's fucking...
I know. I'll probably be driving my truck.
What the fuck, dude? God, fuck you, Microsoft. You fucking dicks. All right, Canada, 8 a.m. Pacific time on the 22nd. Microsoft Store, Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, EB Games, The Source, and other participating retailers. In the UK, 8 a.m. British Standard Time. Microsoft Store, Game, Amazon, Dixon's, Curry's PC World, Argos, John Lewis, Smith Toys, Very, AO, Tesco, Simply Game, Shop2, and other participating retailers. In Australia, Gunny,
But I might
at 8 a.m. Is that, I don't know, what is it? AEST time. I don't know what the fuck that means. Some made up
Australian Eastern Time? I don't know.
some made up fucking time.
For our mates over in Australia, what the hell is AEST? I've been there, but I don't remember seeing that.
Made up fucking time zone. Microsoft Store, JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, Telstra, Harvey Norman, and other participating retailers are going to have them available in New Zealand at 8 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time, because that's what NZST stands
Just
for.
south of Australia.
Microsoft Store, JB Hi-Fi, EB Games, Spark, and other participating retailers. And finally, in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. You can pre-order online at 9 a.m. CEST at Microsoft Store, Amazon, Media Market, GameStop, FNAC, Elk Jop, El Giganten. I don't know how to fucking pronounce El Giganten.
I think you said it right.
El Giganten, El Giganten, and other participating retailers. Woo, retailers and availability may differ by country in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. So, okay. Also, if you want to take advantage of the Xbox All Access opportunity, Mayo, this is for you. Listen up, Mayo. Listen up. You get to take advantage of the Xbox All Access and pay a monthly fee instead of the lump sum. You're going to have to wake up on the 22nd at 8 a.m. Pacific time, Mayo.
Okay.
And go to BestBuy.com, GameStop, MicrosoftStore.com, and or Walmart. And they will have it available for you to sign up for the Xbox All Access opportunity. Make sure, Best Buy, GameStop, Microsoft, and Walmart. That's it. No Amazon.
22nd, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Got it.
In Australia,
So if you're listening to this, don't forget tomorrow.
Australia, 8 a.m. AEST, you're going to have to go to Telstra. Telstra is the only retailer that's going to be doing this Xbox All Access. New Zealand at 8 a.m. New Zealand time or whatever, NZST. You have to go to Spark. That's the only retailer doing it in your country. At the UK, at 8 a.m. BST, Game and Smith's Toys. That's it. In Denmark, El Giganten at 9 a.m. CEST. In Finland at 9 a.m. CEST, Giganti, or Giganti, one of the two, whatever the fuck, Giganti.
Giganto? I don't know.
In Norway, at the same time at 9 a.m. CEST, Elk Jop. It's the only store. And finally, in Sweden at 9 a.m. CEST, El Giganten again at 9 a.m. So,
I noticed there's no South America stuff in here. Wonder what's up with that? Is it not launching there?
The fuck, Microsoft? You motherfuckers not launching?
You forgot about South America.
Forgot about them. Oh, fuck him. Fuck our Brazilian. Listen,
what about Portugal? What about
the fuck,
Colombia? Bro? Puerto Rico? Not Puerto Rico, but yeah.
No, not Puerto Rico.
Uruguay. How do you
Peru, say that? Paraguay. Yeah, I mean, shout out to South America, guys. We'll smuggle them to you, right, Mayo?
That's right.
We're smuggling PS5s.
You bring us the powder, we got you the Xboxes.
We'll ship out Xboxes to fucking South America.
Panama.
Speaking of more news, so you gotta be up. I'm telling you guys, 8 a.m. Pacific time on the U.S., Canada. You motherfuckers need to be up and get your shit together. You need to be ready and fucking be on one of those retailer sites to buy it day one. Boom.
You got 30 seconds.
Especially the Amazon people, because you know that shit's going to sell out in 2 seconds. You buy now. You better set up your buy with one click option fucking button, because that's all. You have 1 second to click that shit. That's it.
Put that shit in your cart and check out as fast as possible.
Especially that S, dude. That Series S is going to fucking be gone like in the fucking 1 second. Boom, sold out. Oh, you hit refresh. It took too long. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's going to be the fast seller.
Moving on to more news. PlayStation is ruling out a Game Pass equivalent for the PS5, Mayo. They say, we just don't see that as sustainable. That's right. PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan has stated that the PS5 subscription model, similar to that of Xbox Game Pass, is not something the company is even interested in. In a new interview with GameIndustry.biz, in the wake of the PS5 release date and PS5 price reveal, the Sony executive explaining that having a catalog of games is not something that defines a platform. We've had this conversation before, Mayo.
Yeah,
we are not going to go down the road of putting new releases titles into a subscription model. These games cost many millions of dollars, well over 100 million, Mayo, to develop. We just don't see that as sustainable. Right?
You don't want to put it on no cheap system where you can get the game for free. Once you buy it, Jesus.
Fucking
Gunny,
hobos.
buy that
You
game.
fucking hobos.
Buy it.
You know,
Twice.
twice. We want to make the games bigger and better, and hopefully at some stage more persistent. So putting those into a subscription model on day one for us just doesn't make any sense. For others in a different situation, it might well make sense. But for us, it doesn't, Gunny. We want to expand and grow our existing ecosystem, and putting new games into a subscription model just doesn't sit with that. So
don't have to.
Yeah, fuck you. We could.
They do not have to. They can just sell everything at full price.
Whatever.
Good on them.
Fuck we want. We charge you $20 if you want to. I don't give
Way to throw some shade on Xbox there, Jimmy. Good on you.
Jim gives no fucks. You're gonna pay for that game, Gunny. It costs hundreds of millions of dollars to make.
Yeah. No, it's fine. I to put the fanboy war shit aside for a second, they don't have to do the same thing as Xbox. Come on.
Fuck you, Gunny.
Now I can tell you, if I'll guarantee you this, Jesus, if they were neck and neck like this past generation, like even if PlayStation was at 60% and Microsoft was at 50%, they would definitely be looking into some kind of subscription model, being like, oh shit, they're catching up. Let's do something different. But they don't have to.
It's just competition, you know, and then maybe he's right. Maybe at the end of the day, we'll see that Microsoft just fucking dropped the ball and they shouldn't have done Game Pass.
Well, okay, so
maybe their games won't be as good as the PlayStation games. That's because, I mean, what we've seen so far on the Game Pass games hasn't been shocking. Like, it hasn't been any, like mega hitters that I've seen. And it's true. He has a point.
Maybe
the only game, I was going to say, yes, the only game that has been a mega hit, that's been like a super polished, a quadruple A experience, like Microsoft would say, is Gears 5. And that's it. Because Gears Tactics, maybe. Nah, it was all right.
No. So let me finish with this, guys.
Fuck you, Gunny. Fuck you, all right?
No, I'm going to stand up for PlayStation here.
Fucking Xbox shit. Fuck that shit.
I think you're going to like what I have to say.
Okay.
Let me just say it because I'm the Xbot here, but I do have to. I'm playing devil's advocate here. No, this is okay. I've always said that Sony has the best. They do marketing very well, and I think just Jim keeping it simple here, and I think he's right. They don't have to do the subscription thing. They don't need to. It's like I said. I think if it was like a Microsoft is that, you know, they're almost that neck and neck and they're catching up, like they would have to change some kind of strategy. They don't have to. They could just keep going with whatever they're doing. Hey, this is what I think that Jim is probably going to say next. He'll be like, you know, why would we have to reinvent the wheel or change the shape of it? If it's rolling fine, just let it keep rolling, right? That's the way it is for them.
It's the American way to do things. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that but I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room here. And I haven't seen this in any of the comments, but I could be off on the wrong place with this, Jesus. But what Jim just talked about here, you know, and talking about subscription models and games taking hundreds of millions of dollars. And I've seen people complain about this too, you know, as games as a service, but would Halo Infinite be a good example of this? Do you think, as far as like, you know, we've seen it kind of take a big hit, right? It's not out. Is this because of this games for service thing? Is where Halo's in this pickle of not going at launch, not being well received, right? Not looking at its best.
Well, you got to consider how much money did Microsoft invest into it. Are they really investing what they think that they could? Are they like the whole point of this whole conversation is Sony is saying, look, we're making the shit like fucking Days Gone, and we're making shit like fucking The Last of Us 2 and God of War Ragnarok and all these fucking games, Mayo, all right? We're making this shit, Mayo. We're making fucking God of War, Mayo, all right?
It's
and
a
listen,
production.
and I fucking and I write a fucking check, Mayo, and I tell these motherfuckers, you got 2 years to make God of War, 3 years or 4 years, and you motherfuckers got $400 million, and that's it. All right? But how much is Microsoft really putting into their games? Are they going to 343 and saying, well, fuck, look, this is going to be on a subscription model. Yeah, we make a ton of money on the subscription model, but like we can only afford to give you guys like $200 million because we need to spread the wealth to the other studios, and like we just bought a bunch of studios and they need to make games too, and we got to pay them. So you only get $200 million. Like, is that what is going on here? Who knows?
I think we're not gonna know for years.
Yeah,
we're not gonna know.
And
that
that's
answer
true.
For years.
And that's true. We're not gonna know that answer for a long time. I mean, and it's gonna be eventually at some point where Microsoft comes out and says, "Hey, look, this shit has made us billions. We're fucking trillionaires now. We got all the money." Or they're gonna come out and say, "Hey, look, this shit isn't working."
It didn't work for Halo Infinite. It didn't work for the next whatever game.
We need to increase the price of Game Pass. It's going to go up to $30 or $20 a month. Like, if something's going to happen, you know, where either they're going to increase the price of Game Pass to get more money, or they're just going to get rid of it and be like, you know what, we're going back to the old way of doing things.
Yeah, it's possible. So I think that's what Jim is talking about here. I think that's when he mentions that hundreds of millions of dollars, like, okay, I see what he's doing. He's throwing a little shade at, you know, Halo Infinite. That's what I took from it.
Oh, yeah, for sure he is. I would too. Fuck, I'd be like, look at Halo. That shit sucks. Look at God of War. This shit looks cool. Yeah. Speaking of PS Plus, PlayStation is giving you a collection, Mayo and Gunny. When you buy yourself that brand new shiny PS5 and you have PS Plus, you're going to get the PS Plus collection to start off your awesome gaming experience and fill up your hard drive in one day, Mayo. Listen, you're going to get to play Batman Arkham Knight on your PS5, Mayo, for free if you have PS Plus. How about Battlefield 1, Mayo? Are you excited for that on next gen?
No.
How about Bloodborne? Days Gone? Detroit Become Human? Fallout 4?
No.
Final Fantasy 15?
Yeah.
So these are all
God of
games
War?
God of War would be good, yeah.
Infamous Second Son, Gunny? Last Guardian? The Last of Us Remastered? You get to play Monster Hunter World, Mortal Kombat X, Persona 5, Ratchet and Clank, not the new one, but like just Ratchet and Clank from this generation, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Uncharted 4, The Thief's End on the PS5, guys, and Until Dawn. So this is available. It's available on launch day. This is going to be called the PlayStation Plus Collection, and you will not have to pay any extra money for it. As long as you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you will get access to this day one on launch day. 20 games or 15. How many fucking games is here? I don't know. A bunch of games, I guess.
Yeah, the ad's I think, a little misleading because it's just more of a, hey, here's a little gift from us for, you know, you played the PS4.
Yeah, for
maybe
buying,
you missed a few. Maybe you missed a couple of these games from the last generation, and hey, to the new player out there, check out this collection that maybe you've not played any of these games or just
that's
one.
what it's for. It's for that new player, that Xbox guy comes
Yeah, to that Xbox guy.
Thank you. I never got to play The Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah.
And yeah, welcome over to the PlayStation world of things. And it's just like, and just for the newer player in general. I don't know. But it's not a Game Pass thing. I wonder if they'll add to the collection. That'd be interesting to be like, hey, they're always in this thing because you have PlayStation Plus.
Oh, the PlayStation.
We just keep adding to our library.
The PlayStation Plus collection becomes the PlayStation Plus Game Pass.
Something like that, right? It could be.
Oh, what if they're like, hey, God of War Ragnarok is coming to PlayStation Plus collection day one? That right there would get everyone on PlayStation Plus. Day one. I would be there. You'd be there. Mayo would even be there. You don't even have a PS5.
Right. I just assume.
He'll just sign up for it. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of stuff, the PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility, Mayo and Gunny. Gunny, are you excited to be a PS5 member? Well, Sony boss now says 99% of PS4 games will work on the PS5. So this is a big turn of events from the previous statement saying that they were just moving on to new gen because fuck last gen, we're next gen. But now they're like, no, we changed our mind, guys. Xbox was right. All right, Xbox was... Phil Spencer was right, Gunny. That's what Jim is saying. He's like, look, Phil was right. I called him the other day, and we talked, and we had tea time, and he's right. We should just bring all the PS4 games to the PS5.
We were both drinking our malt water, and
we're having
gin rummy.
We're having fucking tea time over here, Mayo, and we just we're gonna bring everything over now. Not everything, Gunny. Just 99% of things.
Well, what about that 1%, man? What about the one? That 1%.
You got to pay for that 1%, motherfucker. All right, you got to pay for it to be able to.
You know what I'm actually pleased about?
There's got to be some indie game that nobody knows.
No Man's Sky or some shit that fucking flopped on PlayStation.
PUBG.
You know what I am? I am pleased because I can actually. I don't have to get a PS5 right away or an Xbox Series, whatever the hell, because Spider-Man Miles Morales. PS4. The New Horizons, Sackboy, a big adventure. I can get that on my PS4.
Yeah, that's a big news. That's a big news for PS4 player. I mean, shit, for me, that's pretty big because I thought I was for sure going to get a PS5 because I was like, they've said that this game is only coming out on PS5. Like, I got to get one, right? But now that it's coming to PS4 Pro, you're right. We don't really have to do that. You just be like,
he definitely had tea time with Phil because Phil was like, look, they could play it on their phone. They could play it on their PC.
You can imagine Phil Spencer with
Xbox, their old-ass Xbox.
And Phil Spencer sitting there with his T-shirts and like his fucking leather jacket.
Yep.
With this fucking smirk. Having tea time. Having tea time with Jim. And Jim's like, Jim is like wearing a fucking suit. They're just having fucking tea time talking about the PS5 and the Xbox.
You like green peach tea, Phil?
Do you want some milk? Some milk in your tea.
Headphones in. Not even listening.
Oh, shit. Initially, Sony confirmed that the PS5 will be able to run most of the top 100 PS4 games. But now they're saying that they will support an overwhelming majority of PS4 games. 99% of PS4 games, Mayo. That's right. But unfortunately, Sony has confirmed, guys, that the PS5 will not be able to run games from the PS1, PS2, or PS3.
What?
Yeah. So they did say, though, if like a PS1 game got remade into a PS4 game, then it will work on the PS5. But if it wasn't ever remade for the PS4, then it will not work. All right, Mayo. So you some loopholes there, okay? Some PS1 games may be playable on the PS5, but they have to have been remade for the PS4.
That sounds about backwards to the days when I was running an emulator and I was playing Mario on my PC with an Xbox controller. That's about how backwards that sounds. You can play a PS1 game that's made for the PS4 on your PS5. Congratulations.
Shit. Unlike the Xbox team, who has said that the Xbox Series X and S will support all Xbox One games that do not use a Kinect, as well as any previous generation game. So you could go and fucking buy a Okay, what's that game? Blazing.
Crysis from.
No, fuck that hobo crap. You're gonna buy Blazing Angels from the Xbox One original, because I love that game. You're gonna go down in the store, buy that for $2, and talk to the guy with the fedora at the used game store, and you're, bro, I really liked this game when I was like 12, and then I'm gonna come home and put it into your Xbox Series X because your S has no disk drive, so good luck trying to play Xbox One games on your Series S because you won't be able to. So you're going to have to buy the X to be able to play these disc games. So you're going to put it into my X, and it's going to launch Gunny, and it's going to fucking work, okay? But if you have the S, keep that in mind, people. It may be cheaper, but you will not get that backwards compatibility. You just won't, all right?
I think you get the backwards compatibility. It's just not in like 4K or something.
All right, Gunny, how many fucking companies do you think are going to go back and be like, you know what? Xbox is doing backwards. Let's go back 20 years and bring these games forward. They don't give a shit. Half those companies don't exist.
No, that's true. Phil Spencer even said that. He's like, just trying to get a hold of people.
They don't exist.
Own these rights. We can't find them. They're gone and retired.
People are dead. Like the lawyers are dead and shit. You know,
Island.
Who the fuck are these people, Mayo? You can't get those games. You got to get the disc version, Mayo. That's why disc matter, Mayo. Backwards compatibility, Mayo.
Hey,
I think
Can you play old titles on your PC?
Yes, Mayo, but not on my console, Mayo.
You need a CD to play your titles on your PC.
No, Mayo, but listen, Mayo, I want to play old Xbox games on my PC. I can't do that, can I?
Okay. You could probably download some kind of emulator somewhere.
All right, that's some pirating shit, man. I'm trying to help the used game market guy at the GameStop. Yeah, anyways, people, so keep that in mind if you're planning. I guess most of you are not planning to play. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, who's going to play old games on their new system? Come on.
Who the fuck?
Wait, why buy next gen to play this gen? Jesus?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Why would only Gunny would do that? Gunny be like, look at me, guys. I'm playing this PS4 game, guys.
Look at me,
I'm playing the old Spider-Man on the Xbox for the Xbox 360 on my Xbox Series X Blu-ray player.
Spider-Man 2 for the Xbox
Spider-Man
360.
2.
Speaking of
home version.
Speaking of next gen, Cyberpunk 2077 PC system requirements are now officially revealed, Mayo.
Oh, exciting stuff.
During the third episode of Night City Wire, developer CD Projekt Red revealed the full PC system requirements for Cyberpunk 2077 ahead of its November 19th release date. Despite the high fidelity many Cyberpunk 2077 videos display, the system requirements are not as demanding as you might expect, Mayo. For example, the minimum specifications only require an Intel Core i5-3570K or an AMD FX 8310 processor, both which were introduced back in 2012 and 2014 respectively. The recommended requirements get a little bit more demanding, necessitating an NVIDIA GeForce 1060 or an AMD Radeon R9 Fury graphics card. But yeah, both of those cards are pretty old compared to new stuff.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red also did not specify the target resolution for either the minimum or the recommended system requirements during their live stream. It is unclear if any of those specifications will even reach 60 frames per second in 4K or something else entirely. So this is the minimum. You need Windows 7 64-bit or Windows 10 64-bit. You're going to need DirectX 12, at least an i5-3570K or an AMD FX 8310. Minimum 8 gigabytes of RAM with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 780, 3 gigabytes, or an AMD Radeon RX 470 Mayo, and at least 70 gigabytes on an SSD is recommended. They do say you can use a normal hard drive, but an SSD will be recommended. For the recommended specs, you need a 64-bit Windows 10, DirectX 12, an Intel Core i7-4790, or an AMD Ryzen 3 3200G, with at least 12 gigabytes of RAM, and a GeForce GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes, or an AMD Radeon R9 Fury with an SSD of 70 gigabytes. And that's recommended. So that's like...
Why is that so low? It seems like a low graphics card.
I know why.
Recommended.
I know why.
Why?
Because this game is coming out on the Xbox One OG.
I was just going to say the same thing, but you said it before I did.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
sure.
Xbox One OG, man. So underpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would it be? What do you think, Mayo? I think that.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get out there as many people as possible too. Because there's a lot of graphics cards out there, and there's a lot of people that don't upgrade their computers that often, and that's a pretty old computer, really. I mean, the minimum, a GTX 780. Most people I talk to, when they say they have an old PC, they're talking GTX 980. So 780, some old stuff.
Old boomer.
It almost seems like now, like I'm almost a little less hyped for this game. Like as far as graphic wise or something. But yeah, when you see such low specs.
Well, that's gonna be like minimum. You're gonna be running low
900p.
Yeah. I'm like, what? Oh.
And I think they're making some huge headway with DLSS too. Like the game can run at a lower resolution and then upscale to a higher resolution. And it seems like they've been really pushing that. In the NVIDIA event, when they talk about the new graphics cards, they were talking about it, and it seems to make games run better. I know the Crysis I was talking about, the remastered. I guess there's going to be a patch coming out where they have DLSS coming out.
Yeah.
So
that makes a big difference in a lot of games out here, that DLSS support, that really for like people that have 2080s and 2080 Ti's and 2070s, even 2060s. It makes a big difference for performance in certain games. Speaking of performance, to play on the next gen consoles, you're going to have to pay a premium price tag, Mayo.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun. Sony has now recently begun rolling out the final run of PlayStation 5's marketing. And launch day releases like Godfall, Gunny, are beginning to prepare pricing and pre-orders for the new console releases. However, as players are now beginning to sign up for PS5 pre-orders, they are coming alongside a big surprising trend for the video games launching on the next-gen systems. The listings of Godfall on the PS5 have begun to trickle in. And starting on Best Buy's store page, although no other storefronts have begun pre-orders or price listing at the time of this writing, says here, all these games are $69.99.
Oh, we all knew it was coming.
Says here you're going to have to, and if you want, for example, Gunny, you may be thinking, well, am I getting the deluxe edition? No, you're not. Because if you want the Godfall deluxe edition, you're going to have to pay $89.99. And if you want the Godfall Ascended edition, the one that's even more deluxe than the deluxe edition,
The Ascended edition.
is $99.99. Oh, also, Call of Duty will be $69.99 on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. And Call of Duty is not smart delivery capable, Gunny. It is not. So if you buy it on your Xbox One X, and you buy the Xbox Series X, you will still be able to play that version of the game, but it's going to be the dumbed down version of the game. How does that work?
The hobo version, yeah.
They're just like, they just like tease you every time you log in. Like, hey, we could like, if you give us like $70 more, we're going to give you a patch.
Right. You can have this 2 meg download to upgrade your game.
Yeah, we'll give you this 2 megabyte download to make your game look better. It'll run at 120, Gunny. Just pay us $70. That's so weird.
I'm just waiting for Activision to charge for a compressed version of Call of Duty. You can pay $99 for a 50 gig version, or you can pay,
This is called
$100 for a 200
man.
gig version.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
this is the Fast Express compressed version, yeah. for
It has a
100.
smaller hard drive install. It's gonna be a premium pretty soon.
Shit. All right, so let me tell you here. Yeah. So, okay. So if you're gonna be playing on PlayStation, and you want a disc that will play on your PlayStation 4 first, you're gonna have to pay. I got a whole article here. It's breaking everything down for us, Mayo. All right, listen, Mayo right now has a PS4, and he wants to play goddamn Call of Duty on launch day, right, Mayo? You want to play November 5th. You cannot wait the 14 days to get it on PS5. No. You got to play now.
14 days behind.
Yeah, you got to play fucking now. In 14 days, you could prestige. You got to be there now. Now, Mayo. So you're going to be paying $60 for the physical standard edition, and then you can buy a PS5 upgrade from the PlayStation Store later for $10 if and only if you wind up buying a PS5 with the disc drive. Because you're going to have to keep your PS4 disc in your PS5 with the disc drive while you play. So if you fuck up, Mayo, and you pre-ordered the fucking digital PS5, but you bought the PS4 Call of Duty on a disc, you can't do this, all right, Mayo? You can't. All right. All right. Now listen, Mayo. I want to play digitally on the PS4, and I'm not sure if I'm getting a PS5. So Gunny goes and buys a $6 version of the digital standard edition, and he can still upgrade for $10 if he changes his mind when the PS5 comes out. But now, you want a disc that's going to play on the PS5. You don't want this hobo PS4 disc. It looks hobo. It looks like shit on your shelf. It's all out of place. You're like, what the fuck? This thing is old.
It's all awkward.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid looking. All right? To buy the next-gen physical standard edition, it's going to cost you $70. But you will also need to have the PS5 with the disc drive. Remember that. But say you want to buy the next-gen one, but it's only digital, you got to pay $70. All right? You got to wait till the PS4 comes out or the PS5 comes out. And then you got to pay for the digital edition on the PS5. And so there you go. Or you can just go ahead on the PS4 and you can just, right now, Mayo, without waiting, you know you're going to get next gen. You know you're there.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
You can just buy the cross-gen bundle. It costs $70 right now. Just pay him right now. Just go ahead. And say you want everything.
I want it all, Jesus. All of it.
You want the ultimate edition. Like Gunny.
The ultimate super edition.
You want the ultimate edition, Gunny, right?
Ultimate Gold Plus.
All right. This is going to cost you $90. And this will give you both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5 digital copies, which I don't know what the difference is, plus the Battle Pass, and the Land, Sea, and Air Pack with 3 operator skins, 3 weapon blueprints, and 3 vehicle skins, guys. Woo! All right, now, you're going to be playing on Xbox like Gunny. You want a disc that will play on your Xbox One. So, it says here that you should probably buy the $70 version for the next gen Xbox Series X disc. So that's the physical standard Xbox Series X edition. Because the cheaper $60 Xbox One disc cannot get the Series X upgrades at all, Gunny. So like if you buy the Xbox One X, or what was it, Xbox? What the fuck is it called? The One X? What's this called, Gunny? It's too many X's.
I know. One X, Series X, Series.
Right. So the current one out right now. You go to the store. Gunny goes to GameStop tomorrow, and he's like, guys, I want the motherfucking Call of Duty right now, and I want to play on my Xbox, Gunny. You better ask for the $70 version disc. That's the Xbox Series X edition, Gunny, because if you do not ask for that version, Gunny, and you go on launch, or you know, like you got your Call of Duty on November 5th, and then you get your new Xbox on November 10th, or whatever, and then you go to put in your Xbox One X hobo disc into the Xbox Series X, you know what your Xbox is going to tell you? Sorry, this is the hobo version, and you get to play the old version.
Right.
Oh, shit. Oh,
then you got to go back to GameStop
And you have to exchange the disc, and they're not going to give you your money back because you already opened it, and you fucked up. You fucked up.
Game. We're going to see lots of angry videos.
We'll give you $20 for this copy because we've had too many returns of this game, so now we're dropping the value of it to $20.
Or it's going to be, we're not taking these discs at all.
Yeah, we have too many. We have too many. You can't take them. Or, okay, so now Gunny wants to play digitally on the Xbox One. So you can simply go and buy the digital $60 version of the standard edition, and then you can upgrade later, Gunny. 5 days later, you just go to the store and be like, you know what? I want 120 frames per second. I want that, Gunny. I fucking want it. I pay $10 more, and you're in, Gunny. You're fucking in, like Finn.
This is like the fast pass. Bam! Extra money.
All right?
Yeah, I like it.
But listen, Gunny.
A little different than last generation.
But listen, Gunny. You already know, Gunny, you're getting a next-gen Xbox. But this is not a diskless Xbox Series S. So you don't know what to do, right? So you're like, oh, am I getting the Series S, the X, SX, fucking PS, whatever the fuck?
B. There's a B.
Gunny, with the $70 digital-only cross-gen bundle, you don't have to worry about discs or upgrades. You just pay now. You pay it and forget it, guys. You pay. I'm gonna trademark that word now. You pay it and forget it, Mayo. Pay it and forget it. Trademark Horrible Gamers Podcast.
That's awesome. I want to turn on my Xbox Series X day one and go, hey, look, man, you bought this version of Call of Duty back on last gen. We've upgraded you for free. Surprise!
$70. That's all you need. $10 more right off the bat. You could just buy everything, or you could just pay the Ultimate Edition and get the same thing as the PS4 or PS5, where it's going to cost you $90. And this gives you both the Xbox and the Xbox Series X digital copies, plus a Battle Pass and the Land, Sea, and Air pack with 3 operator skins, 3 weapon blueprints, and 3 vehicle skins, Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
On PC now. So you're like Mayo, and you're like a PC master racer.
Oh, yeah, definitely have to do the PC version now.
I want a disc that will only play on my PC. Well, Mayo, guess what, Mayo? Tough luck. You cannot buy a disc version on the PC. It must be bought digitally from Battle.net. They're not making any physical copies for the PC.
I don't think they're making them at all anyway.
But listen, Gunny, say you want to pay less for fewer goodies. You can just pay $60 for the standard edition, and this just comes with early access to the open beta, plus a couple of weapon blueprints. And if you want...
How much was that?
Oh, that's only $60. Yeah, you get everything. You didn't got to worry about November.
There's no upgrade later.
November 10th and $10 and November.
So I don't have to pay extra for the next gen.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, Steam.
No, you didn't got to pay nothing.
Yeah, for Blizzard 2.0, no, it's free.
It's all there. It's all there.
Free upgrade when the launcher upgrades, you upgrade. No charge.
When you upgrade your graphics card, you upgrade your graphics. Woo! It says here, and if you just want everything all at once, man, just pay $90 and you get the Ultimate Edition with the same Battle Pass, Land, Sea, and Air pack, and operator skins, and weapon blueprints, and vehicle skins, and it's all there for you for $90 if you just want to pay for everything. So there you go, people. It sounds a little confusing, I know, but NBA 2K21 also will cost $70 on next-gen consoles, and its cross-gen bundle, it's not like Call of Duty, where you only pay $70 for the cross-gen. On NBA 2K21, Gunny, if you want to play now and play later, you have to pay $100 for the cross-gen bundle. Yeah. But
ridiculous.
$50. Wow.
But other developers have promised free next-gen upgrades, such as CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077. Yay! How about the developers over at Hitman? Hitman 3 will come with a free upgrade to next-gen. Our friends over at Bungie with Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is going to come with a free upgrade to next-gen.
Already free game.
And our friends over at EA, Gunny, EA says that they will give a free upgrade to people playing Madden 21 to the next-gen systems.
Yes.
And Remedy, makers of Control, will not be offering a next-gen upgrade. So you have to pay $40 for the Ultimate Edition when it comes out.
That's weird. I just can't believe they even threw out this shitty news. Even so, what, a couple months ago or a month and a half ago? Why so early?
They don't give
Why
a
can't you
shit.
just bring it on people at the last minute?
They give no
I don't know,
fucks.
it just seems, yeah.
They don't care about you, Mayo. They don't give a fuck about you.
I mean, if you haven't played the game already anyway, then don't bother. I don't know. What are they going to? Is it going to be $49 on the new consoles? Is that what they're gonna advertise it as?
No, but to get you get a free upgrade to the next gen, but you have to buy the Ultimate Edition. But if you already own the game and the DLC, it doesn't count. Say you already bought the game, say me and Mayo, we already bought the game on the Xbox, and we bought all the DLC. We bought not the Battle Pass, but say we bought the Season Pass and we got all the DLC or whatever. We already paid $80 for it once or $90 for it once.
Crazy.
To play it on next gen, we still have to pay $40 again and rebuy the Ultimate Edition again. That gives us the same content we already have.
So since I didn't, so I only bought the vanilla game. So I'm good, right? Because when it comes out on the new consoles, all I got to do is just pay the one-time Season Pass fee price.
No, you got to pay $40 and rebuy the game, the Ultimate Edition.
That's stupid. I'm going to uninstall this game from my hard drive right now out of protest.
Uninstall that shit. Uninstall, Mayo. But yeah.
I finished it. I'm done.
Speaking of uninstalling, the U.S. is about to uninstall Tencent, motherfucker. That's right.
Kick their asses out of here.
A new report claims that the Trump administration is making inquiries with Epic Games and Riot Games. So, when U.S. President Donald Trump issued an executive order banning the Tencent-owned WeChat app back in August, there was speculation that the Chinese conglomerate big-ass gaming portfolio might also come under scrutiny. Tencent, of course, as you may or may not know, owns Riot Games, and they hold a 40% stake in Epic Games and a bunch of other companies like Activision, Blizzard, probably EA, probably everyone else that we know. It says here, Bloomberg reports that the scrutiny has commenced. The Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States has reportedly written to companies, including Riot Games and Epic Games, on the topic of their handling of personal data and security. The motive is likely the same one that prompted executive orders banning WeChat and TikTok. In these orders, Trump claimed the apps share the personal data of Americans and Chinese citizens in the U.S. with the Chinese Communist Party. Earlier this week, Microsoft confirmed that its proposal to buy TikToks in the U.S. interest has been declined by ByteDance. And most recently, Oracle and Walmart look to be teaming up to acquire a majority stake in TikTok. So, there's that. But yeah, apparently beginning today, September 20th, you can no longer download TikTok or WeChat on U.S. app stores, including Android and iOS. So if you didn't have it downloaded before, today, before this,
I missed out apparently.
You missed
on this TikTok.
You missed out. Gunny, do you see Gunny doing all the TikTok dances, man?
I enjoyed the dances. Those were nice.
Gunny doing all the TikTok dances and shit.
I was dancing along to him.
Oh shit! But yeah, apparently you cannot download it anymore, Gunny. You have to go buy a phone that's preloaded with TikTok on eBay for $500. You want to buy? You want to buy?
It's very valuable right now.
Yeah, you got all the apps, man.
Not only do I have all the apps, right? I have TikTok on here because I had it to monitor my kids because they have it on there and I monitor their account. Not only do that, but this is a Samsung Note 9, right? Old school Samsung yet. Yeah. And I have the Samsung store with Fortnite on my phone.
Ooh, you could have got it. Dude, $2,000 for that phone.
I have Fortnite and TikTok on this phone. How many people can say
Yeah.
that right now?
That's
Apple
worth more
users.
than my iPhone 11 right now. 10, 11, whatever it is. That's crazy. What? Hey,
Yeah.
but Jesus, here. I guess the question is, guys, is like, just reading what little is in this article about sharing information with the Chinese Communist Party. What the fuck does that have to do with the government? I don't understand. Like, if it is a private company, I'm not saying that this is not a bad thing, but
What do you mean?
I guess what I mean is like if Tencent is asking information from whoever it is, but let's just say Americans, right? As far as your personal information, how the hell are they sharing it with the Chinese Communist Party? I don't understand. With the
Because
government.
Tencent is a Chinese company, Gunny, and I don't know if you know this.
China owns everything.
I don't know if you know this, but China is a communist country, and they own most of the companies that are from China, especially Tencent.
Well, I guess maybe because it's
And-
heavily regulated by the government. I don't know.
Not just
Or, yeah, I guess
that,
it's-
not just that, but Tencent is pretty much the Chinese government's like spy dog. Like in China, Tencent is the company that helps the Chinese government use facial recognition. So what the US is saying is that they're taking these videos, right? So they know your information when you log into TikTok. You usually link it to Facebook or you link it to Twitter. So they know who you are. They get your name, they got your email. So now they know who to search for on Facebook. When you log into Facebook with TikTok through Facebook, they know that they can go on Facebook now and search for you, and they see your pictures on Facebook. So they got, like I said before, they're the company in China that uses facial recognition. So now they could scan your face on Facebook, on your pictures, and your friends and your family. And now they go to TikTok, and when you're doing a video, you're moving your face, you're doing your expressions, and you're doing, you're talking. So now they know what you look like when you talk. So now they could put two and two together. So now they got your face, your information, and they can upload it to their servers in China and be like, hey, now we got all the information on this person. We know what they look like when they're talking, when they're making expressions, whatever the fuck, And that's how they track people. And pretty much what the U.S. government is saying is, why are we letting just another government that's not very friendly keep track of our citizens and our people?
Yeah.
It would be
America.
it would be like the U.S. going to another country and like scanning their people and be like, hey, I got a database on your people now. Which I'm sure it happens. It happens both ways, but it's what it is. It's just a data thing. Like you're keeping track of people, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I think I might have mentioned this before, but I know every time I go to Fiji, and my wife's brother-in-law, he brings up the fact that some of the people there, they have those Huawei phones. Who starts with an H. And he said, you won't find these much in America because these things are all tracked by the Chinese government.
They're banned. They're banned in America. They can't sell them here. And actually, in Canada, what happened, the CEO of Huawei, or I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure it was their CEO, he was in Canada traveling, right? Like he flew to Canada to do some bullshit for the company. And as he was flying out of one of the airports in Canada, the Canadian government arrested him, and they were holding him in custody to extradite him to the U.S. because the United States wanted him arrested for spying on the U.S. through the fucking use of Huawei phones. But what China did in return, they arrested a bunch of Canadians in China, Canadians that were visiting Hong Kong. As they were leaving China or Hong Kong to come back to the U.S., the Chinese government arrested them and said, "Hey, you have our guy, or we have your citizens. So, what do you want to do?" And the Canadians, they were just tourists, and they were arrested for spying on the Chinese government party. Like the Chinese government said, "You guys are under arrest for spying on us. You came here to spy on us." And the Canada was like, "Hey, motherfucker, those are just people." And they're like, "Well, that guy's just the CEO of a company." So you see how like this whole thing plays out. They're like holding people fucking hostages pretty much. And so yeah, that stuff happens. But apparently this TikTok is still available, Gunny. Don't be scared. You can still download it, Gunny, because now TikTok is not owned by Tencent. It is owned by TikTok Global. This is a U.S.-based company. That Oracle has now a 12.5% stake in this new TikTok Global, and Walmart has a 7.5% stake on this new TikTok Global. This company is going to be headquartered here in the United States, and it will provide service to the American users and most users in the rest of the world. And 4 of the 5 board members of this company, Gunny, are going to be American. All right? They're going to be American.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
American board members.
Share your
fuck
shit.
Yeah. America, fuck yeah.
I tell you what, we're not going to share any, like, your information. Here is a 10-page thing you got to scroll through. It's about 2,000 words, and just go ahead and hit accept at the end. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Just hit agree and keep on going.
Also, it says here that both Oracle and Walmart are going to take part in the new TikTok Global pre-IPO financing round. And it says here which they can both take up 20% of a stake of the company. And they say that this is also going to create jobs, Mayo. It's going to create jobs in the new headquarters in the U.S. It's going to bring 25,000 jobs across the country to the United States. And in less than 12 months, Walmart and Oracle confirmed that TikTok Global will be available and listed on the U.S. Stock Exchange. So you can buy stock in the new TikTok Global, Gunny. Woo! TikTok Global.
It's growing.
Let's go become rich, Gunny. Let's buy all the TikTok Global stock.
TikTok stock, yep.
Hell
That's a nice word, a TikTok stock.
Everyone buying the TikTok stock. Oh, man. But this deal still requires approval of the Chinese government. So, yeah. The Chinese government still has to approve all this, guys.
Sure they will. Sure You go ahead. Just sign the document down there. Okay? 10 pages. It's okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Anyways, that's what's going on with the TikTok banning. But so that's just with TikTok. So now the U.S. is looking at companies like the makers of Fortnite, Epic, the biggest game in the world, and they're saying, hey, what are you doing with the data that these kids that are playing this game are submitting to you? You know, like, there's little kids playing this game, and you guys are tracking where they live, their ages, how long they play, their playing habits, or their purchasing habits. And so they're looking at this, and maybe it'll affect them as well. Who knows how? I don't know. Epic has a lot of lawyers. They could do things.
Yeah. Yep. They could be like, look, no. Yeah. Do you have a subpoena for that? Right. So it'll just drag on for years.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah. So who knows?
I just figured, I guess I'm out of the realm of things because I always think Facebook, American company, and WeChat, and all these other, whether it's from the U.S., China, Europe. I just figure everybody's so many people are out there anyway with their information that does it really matter these days? But apparently it kind of does. We just need that watchdog.
Matters.
We need watching over. Yeah.
Anyways, that's what you got for your new Tencent update. Or 10-cent people. Tencent is awesome.
They are.
I mean, no joke.
I love you, Tencent. I love you, Epic.
If Tencent came to me and said, we're going to buy horrible gamers, I'd sell it to Tencent. Why not?
Hell yeah. Hey.
So all your data.
And if they said, okay, Jesus, Gunny, Mayo, guys, we're going to need you to, any new listeners that are joining up on your Facebook Discord, we're going to need a little more information other than a screen name or a gamer tag. So
ask for their email. Okay, guys, we need your email to get into HGP Discord.
Birthday. That's required for security. We're gonna need birthdays for insult. Okay, no, don't ask for the social. Don't do that. Don't go that far.
Oh yeah.
If you get a picture, a good upload, then put that on our database, guys. We'll pay you handsomely for this stuff.
Yeah. Why not? I'd do it. Evil is in the it's all perspective.
Right. Remember that guy? Jesus is going evil. He's not even lying about it. He's just straight up honest. I'm going fucking evil on you guys.
I'm going dark side,
Straight
guys.
sinister.
Going dark side. Speaking of our lords and savior Tencent, they lost nearly $34 billion since PUBG Mobile got banned in India, Mayo. It is the second largest loss of money this year in the world.
How do they lose that much money from losing in India?
I forgot about that article.
You forgot India has like a population of like 1 billion people, and they're like a quarter, or like I think they said they're like a third the size of China, and they have the same population almost. Like, there's a lot of people in India, dude. A lot of people.
I know the wife was telling me, like, you know how big that place is if they get an outbreak of COVID-19?
Yeah,
like,
it's
I wouldn't want to
fucking
live
big.
there.
It is big.
And they do not believe in, like, I mean, as far as modern sanitation, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of context as far as I've never been there, so I don't know, like, how part of it is modern, what part isn't.
I mean, this is the second biggest valuation loss for them it says here in the history pretty much of the company. It says the first the largest valuation loss was $66 billion that they lost last month because of Trump banning WeChat in the U.S. So,
man, I know I know we did those articles like well over a year ago, or even probably more than a year and a half. Do you remember what that was? What that contained? Those articles?
No idea.
Yeah.
It says here.
It was another country as well.
It says here Tencent in India. PUBG, when PUBG Mobile first launched in 2018 for Indian users, apparently it became a huge fucking hit in India, and not just in terms of the people rushing to download the game, but the culture around the game. It says here restaurants, bars, gaming, everything revolved around PUBG. Like, they even sold PUBG level 3 helmets at stores. You could buy a PUBG level 3 helmet, Mayo, and walk around India, and people would be like, oh, that's a cool fucking helmet, bro. Fucking cool fucking helmet.
Wearing those shirts and pants. Crazy. Yeah. I know it's like big over in like Australia and Fiji.
Yeah, but apparently, earlier this year, India released a list of banned apps that were developed in China, and gamers in India were happy that PUBG was not on that list. Like India banned a bunch of shit that was made in China, but they're like, PUBG is still on here. But there was a fucking skirmish at the Galwan Valley border with China where 20 Indian soldiers lost their lives. And there was an undisclosed number of casualties on the Chinese side. And come September, there was another face-off between Indian and Chinese troops. This time it was along the southern banks of Pengon Sol Lake. And this led to the release of another list, Mayo. And this fucking list included PUBG Mobile. and his sister sites and his sister apps like PUBG Mobile Lite and PUBG Mobile Nordic Map Livik. Well, that shit got banned. And it says here that according to PUBG users, India makes up a fourth of its entire user base. And so it says here Tencent first set its sights on India in 2017 when it pumped $700 million into India's most valuable internet at the time, Flipkart. And then they pumped another $1.5 billion into the cab-hailing service, Ola, which was already leading in China. So, I mean, in India, PUBG downloads are 24%, Gunny. All right?
But PUBG...
In China, it's only 16.7% of downloads. In the U.S., it's only 6% of the PUBG mobile downloads. So, that's fucking insane. According to here, according to revenue from PUBG.
Downloads are up.
It says here China is giving them the most revenue at 52%. The United States is second with 14% revenue of the entire earnings since PUBG came out. And Japan is in third place with 5.6% of their entire earnings. So, in terms of downloads, India has the most downloads, but China still gives them the most money, and the United States is not too far behind.
Yeah.
So that's how this all connects, man. Tencent has their hands in everything, man. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, they're They're smart. For sure.
Anyways, that's all I have for news, people. It can make you all scared of the Chinese 10-cent government.
And I know Mayo's not paying attention, because they just bought 30% in Steam, right? Oh wait, what?
Yeah, right. That ain't happened.
Steam, what? I'm kidding.
No.
Gabe ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, Gabe says I'm just gonna go visit Australia or New Zealand for 8 months for quarantine.
I'm gonna accidentally get stuck in the only country that has no COVID cases. I'm gonna go get stuck there during a pandemic.
Yeah, I'm a refugee. I am just a refugee here.
Guys, it's so hard for me to wake up and live in this 5-star resort. It's so hard for me to wake up every day, Gunny. You don't know how hard it is for me.
Oh man, they only have Foster's beer here. Oh, what am I gonna do?
It's so hard for me to get my butlers, Mayo, to bring me food every day.
Right.
Oh, it's so hard.
Running out of hotel credits here.
fucking ridiculous. Oh man. Anyways. We're
all right. Let's move on, folks, to the console corner.
Oh god,
the good old console corner. Nothing much has changed for the month of September for PlayStation, Street Fighter V, and PUBG. Get your PUBG on your PlayStation at 30 frames per second. All right, and over to Xbox One. I know you guys talked about it last week, but I think I misspelled it. You said the Book of Unwritten Rules, or was it Unwritten Rules
something.
2? I don't remember. Unwritten Rules. Anyway, go get that. And Armed and Dangerous from the OG Xbox, because you can over on Xbox. You can do that. Play those old ass games. They're backwards compatible. One feature I wanted to talk about was the Xbox Game Pass, which is new. So for the PC Ultimate Game Pass people, Company of Heroes 2. I did get a chance, Mayo, to download this, try to start playing it, but
Good
was
game.
playing it. Yeah, I think it was Company of Heroes. I was trying to play this back on an old, maybe even a laptop or PC, and it just couldn't run it. And
Yeah, that was probably one of the last few good top-down RTS games that I remember. Like today's RTS games aren't as good. It was
different.
really good, and it was nice. It was I'm trying to remember, it's World War II, I think, right?
Yeah,
Right. Good graphics, and I don't know how well they hold up, but at the time it was a really good looking game. It played really good, and it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I can't wait to get in and actually be able to actually get to play it. I'm not big on RTS games, but I'm like, oh man, cool, I get to play this. But I think I was trying to play, some other stuff at the same exact time with the limited time I had. But go get Company of Heroes 2. I think it's only available on PC for Ultimate. I don't think it's available on the console itself. But what is available everywhere is, for Game Pass, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, the Gold Edition. Have it downloaded. I'm ready to play it. Just need actual time. I know Ryan played this, but he played it on, either had the disc or had it on PlayStation. But yeah, I'll get around to playing that. But the gold free play days, which is like you just get to play it for 7 full days, I believe it is. And that's that Hunt Showdown. So if you're listening to us like a Sunday, then it should still be available till the end of Sunday. And a little distraction over there. Over to your Epic Store. Evil Epic Store, which I like. You have 3 free games this week. You get to buy or get for free. No charge, no subscription fees, folks. Go get Football Manager. I believe that's football as in soccer. If you're American, it's soccer. Second game is called Stick It to the Man. And your third game, which is pretty cool, Watch Dogs 2. Which I think I own on the Ubisoft Uplay launcher, but you can get it over on Epic. And for Steam, nothing. Don't get anything free on Steam. There's not just free to play games over there, but nothing they're giving away because they just don't do that. That ends your console corner. Mayo, we have a community question you asked last week. I did put it on Discord earlier today, so I apologize it wasn't on there earlier in the week,
Yeah,
but we do have a lot of answers for this.
Yeah.
And
so the community question, you want me to read it off, Johnny?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I said our question last week is I know you weren't here for this was is the new financing option for the Xbox an attractive offer to get you to the new Series X or S? So
I wanted to
is
start
that
off
attractive?
for this, Mayo, I just wanted to first start off by saying that, finally yesterday I had time. I sat down with the wife. I'm like, all right, there's these new consoles coming out because she doesn't know anything about them.
Mhm.
And I told her about this option because I said, hey, look, I can just go out. This is what I'm thinking, guys. This is what I'm thinking. I still have this awesome Xbox One X. It's great. It's my daily or every other day machine that I use. But I do want a new console because I'm the Xbox. But I was thinking, guys, if I just go with a Series S for $299, right? Hey, either just go pay full price for it, or maybe even this $25 a month with, and I think it's Game Pass Ultimate that I get for 2 years for $25. That just
Mhm.
seems like a really sweet deal.
It does.
And I think, it just depends on the user because I know that my wife is like, oh God, like it's another bill and another monthly charge because you figure currently what I've always done for this generation, mostly, I get 1 year of Xbox Live Gold, and that's all I've ever had to worry about is that one-time purchase. So yes, I'm buying games periodically, but and then here comes along Game Pass, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get, I was able to upgrade that Game Pass Ultimate for the $1, whatever it was. Basically, when I converted that, it ended up being like a year and a half, right? I think that for me, that ends in October this year. So yeah, it's almost like good timing in a way. So the wife hasn't worried about this, like, what's this reoccurring $12, $15 charge every month? So I think, I don't know. I think ultimately, whatever, I'll discuss it more with my financial advisor tomorrow, is probably just buy an S outright. Pay the $299 plus taxes or whatever it might be. And of course, then I gotta, because you're gonna have games with this as well that you're gonna have to pay full price for. So I think that might be maybe a better option for me personally at this time with, new house, new bills, new furniture, and everything else going into it. But I'm glad that there is that option there for people that don't have money to stake down $299 plus tax plus games. I'm glad that they're also doing it like online with other retailers. So that's cool. I thought it was just going to be a Microsoft store thing, like there's
Mhm.
more ways to get this in other countries. What about you, Mayo? Any thoughts on this
Yeah, I don't know. Like
as
my
far as
thoughts on the financing options and stuff like that is I probably won't. I'll probably just buy it outright. Um, I was just thinking, it just jumped in my head. I remember reading somewhere that GameStop is giving $200 for the Xbox One
yeah,
X for
yeah,
trading
I
right
think
now.
right. And
It,
that reminds me, Mayo. Let me just real quickly say that I have that PlayStation 4 Pro in there. I have games that are just either barely started or halfway, and I'm like, and the wife did mention that. I failed to mention that earlier. She's like, "Are you going to trade in your PS4 Pro?" I'm like, "Fuck!" I'm thinking in my head, like, I really don't want to. I use
well,
it. I use
yeah,
the VR headset, but
I was just kind of thinking in my mind right away is I don't really use it. I bought it, like a year ago, and I use it for a little bit of Twitch and maybe just a little bit of couch co-op type stuff. But I haven't really used it. I'm like Jesus. I'm really bad on shooters with a controller. I don't have a headset to play online in voice, so I don't play with any of the community or anything like that. Like maybe while I can get $200 for it untraded, maybe I should just trade it in toward an X, and that way I just have it for the future. So I don't know. I'll kind of debate that one still. I'm not really sure.
yeah,
'Cause I
and
wasn't planning on buying an Xbox. But I could maybe trade it in for 200 toward a PlayStation. Then is an option.
right. So because you seem to be more geared towards like you like those. Well, I don't even call them PlayStation. PlayStation games. They're just more of those console launch exclusives, right? That are not even, they're not,
Yeah.
what do you call it? They're not developed, but what's the other word I'm talking about? Thinking of, if you're not the developer, you are the person in charge of the money, or not
Like
the
a publisher?
producer, the publisher. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, and just like Death Stranding, Horizon Zero, or Horizon Zero Dawn,
Mhm.
things like that. We know Spider-Man's just going to stick right there because it's owned by Sony itself. But yeah, you can definitely do that. Maybe go with the discless for $3.99, man. That would be a good.
$200 toward that. It's half of it. I'm halfway
Yeah.
there if I
Right.
want to do that, because I really wouldn't miss it a whole lot if I traded in now. All the more use it's getting. 'Cause I still have Game Pass on my PC, so I still have access to that library, and so
And and with that new PlayStation, you'll still get your Netflix, you'll still get your Twitch, it's just going to be it's just going to be something you just can't play Gears of War and Forza on, right?
well, but I have the PC for that, so
Yeah. You're just trading one for the other for the same things that you're already doing.
And then I
Makes
can get the
sense.
PS Plus package, and I can get my God of War, Gunny.
You get your collection of games.
Of old PS4 games I get caught up on.
Yeah. I know. That's definitely not an answer to Game Pass. It's not even the same thing, people.
Something I got to ponder. I'll
But it's
think on
good.
it for a bit.
Yeah. Let's go to our first answer here from Jonathan Big T Hall. And he said he's definitely looking at doing this. He was thinking about the S, but that X is only $10 more a month. So shit, probably the X. See, that's that's the other thing too, where I'm like, do I really want to get that X? I'm going to get more storage space. I mean, I have this huge library, so that's something I'm still like debating. But again, being married and making decisions, right? For me personally, so yeah. So I'm like, hey, $35 a month is definitely might be a good way to go.
Right. The only thing is, that mindset. It's only $10 a month more. That happens. You do that a lot. The next thing you know, it's $100 a month more because you're doing on 10 different things.
Didn't it go that way when you were was it your son or daughter who were buying a phone? What was it?
Oh, my son.
It was
I
your
think when he
son,
bought
wasn't it? Yeah.
The iPhone 11 Pro, because he was looking at the regular iPhone 11, and they're like, it's only this much more a month for the Pro, and he's like, okay.
Isn't this the same subscription model kind of going on with Microsoft?
Yeah, definitely.
Alex,
continue on. Yeah, go ahead, Alex Wendling.
Go ahead, man.
I was going to buy an X either way, but I'm glad it's an option for gamers that may be struggling.
So, or on the fence, right? Or on the fence of just like, I don't know, man, if that's a lot of money all at once because I really want the X. I don't want to go with the Hobo S. Sure. Normie Late says, for me, it's not, but I don't like having debt. For the most part, the exceptions are mortgage and car payments. If I buy something, I pay for it up front. Right, that's just one less bill for sure. You don't have to worry about like, did I pay it on time? Did it go out on the first? Like I have everything else. Can't afford it, you don't need it, right? Right, Normie?
That's right. Brian Tulip Jr. says, I was not planning on getting one this year, but it did pique my interest. And even the wife mentioned something since she has seen it across her Facebook page.
Yeah, and I had seen an ad too on Facebook as well for that. At least they're getting it out there. Kyle Wilkie says, you finance a home. If you are financing a gaming console, you made a wrong turn somewhere on your life path. You chose the wrong quest, man. Maybe that was a response for somebody, but.
All right, we have Jason Sams. This is our new Patreon. He says, I think it makes it way too easy for people to say yes, then end up not finishing the payments. And a lot of consoles will go back damaged, not to mention they will sell out way faster and they will be on back order for 6 months. Me, I'm getting the PS5 cash up front with some of the accessories and the games.
Yeah, you have the money, get it all at once. All right, you don't have to worry about payments and stuff for sure. I hope that's not the case for like either S or X. I don't know. I mean, I think it just depends on. Yeah, I wonder. Like that would be the thing too, where participating retailers, if they're going to be like, "Hey, oh, you're paying with a credit card? Did you know?" You know, I just wonder how knowledgeable they're going to be. Did you know you can just come over here and fill out this thing right here, or go to this website and only pay $35 a month or $25 a month? You don't have to pay for it all at once. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I wonder how many will go down that route. You know, especially in the state of things in COVID-19, that might be the case as far as like these things selling out super fast and not being available, 4 days later, 2 weeks later for more pre-orders. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
'Cause they never discuss the manufacturing details.
What else we got? We got Sean, I'm Spoiler. He says he's not to mention me personally because I hate monthly payments, but it makes total sense for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle Wilkie says it shouldn't make sense for anyone. Save your money and buy it outright. You're basically renting something that depreciates in value. It's like renting a couch from rent to own. I think the difference though there, yeah, I remember, Mayo, just real quick, I think I was 18. I remember living with my sister, not making a lot of money at all. Still had a, full-time job making shit wage, but, it wasn't like the best area, even though it was like a, little rich town. But I remember my town was like a little really popular back in the day.
Mhm.
And yeah, couches and tables and TVs. I think you could have even gotten a what was the Sega Dreamcast? Was out at the time. The PlayStation 1 was out, and yeah, like people just wouldn't pay the bill, and they can come get that shit. That's the way that worked. We're coming to pick that shit up. Carry you out with it on the couch. We don't care. Yeah, you end up paying like shit, like triple the amount. When you sign that stupid document. Yeah, this is crazy. I never got anything from there. I was like, all right, I know I can't afford that. I'm not going to pay that amount. But no, I think this one's a little different, right? Like, I think they screw you as far as like credit wise, right? Isn't that what they do? Like, hey, you keep this thing, you don't make no payments, but your credit's going to be shot, right?
Yeah, probably.
Delinquent is what it's called, right?
Yep.
So that's another fear, right? Where you like, I don't want delinquent payments, and screw up my credit.
All right, so I lost my spot here real quick, Gunny.
Oh, I think Kyle was just saying that. Oh, it might have been a response. He was talking about $20 less. Yeah, isn't that the deal, right? Where isn't it like $20 or $40 less when you go the credit option rather than paying outright the full amount?
Yeah, I didn't do the math. I know. We did it real quick last week, but yeah, I've been hearing $20 less.
Interesting. That I guess that's because you're basically getting 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate, right? It's not so much that this is a sweeter deal because I don't know. It's you're just getting everything. I assume the way this works now is, when you get your box, right, and you've already gone through the credit check, the box arrives, and I assume they just give you one code, or maybe even like 2 different codes on 2 different cards for Game Pass Ultimate. You just put them all in at once, and boom, you got 2 years. Yeah. I wonder how that's going to work. Or does it just come on the console? I don't know.
It's probably going to be a card that comes with the console, probably. They probably have a special console for this financing option that is probably prepackaged.
Oh, right. And then they just throw in 2 cards, 1 year each, sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
Jim Piper, he says, I just wondered on everyone that says that this is a bad idea. Do you pay on your entire cell phone up front, or do you pay for it on a monthly basis? I think it is a great idea. I already pay $15 a month for Game Pass, It's a lot easier to come up with the extra $20 rather than paying the whole $500 up front. And you actually pay a little less.
Yeah, if you're...
But yeah, I mean...
How do you say it, Mayo? I don't want to say like, oh, if you're a responsible person, but I think... Because even my wife, I would say, is a responsible person financially paying the bills, but just one more thing for her to remember. I don't know. Maybe we just do the auto payments, but
to me, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can be responsible with your money and just sign up for this and be like, you know what, I'm just going to do it this way. And that's just how I want to do it because I don't have any problem with that. Or if you just want to pay for it up front and then just pay for it up front, and it's just, however you want to do it. I don't think it's any less responsible to do a monthly, financing option. Some people do that kind of stuff to actually to build their credit. If you're younger, and say you're 20 years old like Jesus, back in 2007 when this Xbox 360 first came out, maybe you're trying to build some credit. So maybe this is going to give you a good credit report. You can go out, you can buy yourself an Xbox, you can enjoy it for 2 years, build some credit, and you're having fun while you're doing it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you got extra money for beer. Woo!
Right. And Doritos.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
As Kyle Wilkie says, he said, hey, look, a phone bill is different. Also, my phone itself was $0. What kind of phone did you get, Kyle? A Huawei phone? Did you get one of those little Nokias? Get an AT&T phone?
But he's asking here, will you not be paying interest on finance? It would cost you more overall. And that's not true. Actually, this is 0% financing, so you will not be paying any interest on the finance. Now, if you miss a payment, you will be paying a lot of interest.
Yeah.
On your finance. Because I think there's retroactive, so if you miss a payment, they go back whatever you already paid and add that interest onto your current balance. I know the balance is like $600, so whatever, you miss a payment at the very end, you miss like a payment or something, like a year and a half into it. I'm pretty sure it goes back to the beginning and they add the interest of all the months.
Right, they just charge you all of it.
Yeah, up front. So so then
it's like a credit card.
It extends your fucking shit out to, instead of being 24 months, now you're paying it for 36 months, motherfucker. Woo! Xbox owns your house now.
Right.
On your house now.
Phil Spencer's gonna come into your fucking sleep on your couch whenever he wants to because he owns it now. Yeah.
You're gonna have a group of guys with leather jackets on and baseball bats coming to your house if you don't make payments sometimes.
See, Phil, I could just be sitting there going, fuck, man, I got to extend this shit in. Knock on the door. I open up. Phil walks past me with that big smile, sits down with his leather jacket, flicks something off the side of his, his jacket. You have any tea?
Where's my money, Gunny?
I want some herbal tea.
Hey, Gunny, I hear you got my money. Where's my money?
I'll be like, Phil, did you wax your teeth? And the jacket with the same wax?
Motherfucker. He gonna be in the collecting, Gunny. Him and Major Nelson show up to your fucking house. Him and Major Nelson show up to your house and whoop your ass, Gunny. Yeah.
I'll be like, Phil, is that Mustang really a classic you're driving? Come on. Jonathan Arcelo says he thinks it's better to just pay it in full so that you don't have to worry about bills all the damn time.
That's true.
Pay it once.
That's the benefit of paying shit off. You gotta worry about the bills.
Yeah, that's true. Right? I mean, that's a thing too where I think even when I come to the wife and I just come to her one time, hey, check out, if I give Microsoft this much, I don't have to pay again until October. So she likes that. So why the hell did I even ask her that question yesterday, Mayo? Why?
I don't know.
Options, man. I had to hear the option.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Let her feel better that way that she has the option.
Yeah. There's options, man. You can pay it now or pay it later, pay it every month.
Yeah. Chris Brown says yes. I'm thinking about the Series X. So.
Yeah.
Get the X, Chris. Don't get the Hobo S version. It only upscales 4K.
Fake ass 1440.
Fake 4K.
Yeah.
It's 3.9K.
Can't even play old Xbox One games. with
Who
the
wants
disc
fake
drive.
K?
Yeah, no one.
Bill Gardner says, he said if he wasn't in the middle of a divorce, didn't have to file for bankruptcy, it's super worth it. He also has 3 years prepaid of Game Pass Ultimate, so he's not sure how that would work. I think you would have 5 years of Game Pass Ultimate.
No.
You know what? And that's the other thing.
No, because the limit is 3 years you can prepay. They just give you a card.
So that would be it, Bill. Maybe let's say they gave me 2 cards, right? 1 year, 1 year. You could sell those cards. Bill, I'll give you $40 for each card. There you go.
Such a ripoff. Yeah, these cards are worth like $170 each. I'll give you $50.
$40.
I'll give you I'll give you $20, Bill. Just go ahead and give me the card for $20.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Eric Nips. He said it's attractive for me personally, but I have no need for an Xbox when I have a PC. He said he'd rather spend the money on that and have a better experience. Shut up, Eric. You're like a Sony fanboy who only plays PC games with a controller because he doesn't know how to use mouse and keyboard. Pal.
He sounds like a 6 month ago Jesus.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't want to hear you on G, Eric, unless you're playing with mouse and keyboard with one eye closed. Okay?
This sounds like a 6 month ago Jesus, Gunny. Does it not?
It does. Yeah.
His first PC he has, he's enjoying it. He's playing with a controller. Next thing you know, he's talking about upgrading his graphics card, and then he's buying a new motherboard, and he's buying a new monitor, and he's got high frame rates, and
then I want to hear you, Eric. I want to hear you go, yeah, I turned on my PlayStation to play some Destiny 2. Was like, oh my god, it's a slideshow. This is awful.
It's all blurry, and I don't know it's just bad.
I tried to hook up my mouse and keyboard to my PlayStation 4 to see if it would be a better experience, and it was still a slideshow.
I should have done that. I should have hooked up my PS4 to my monitor and somehow connected my mouse and keyboard to it and tried to play Call of Duty with that.
You get like the zero, I won't say no lag, but zero response time there.
I don't think it would even work. It would be like, fuck you, use a controller.
Yeah. The hell are you doing?
What the fuck are you trying to do right now? This isn't Fortnite. Put a fucking controller on. Oh, shit. Yeah, this sounds like old Jesus. Next thing you know,
it does.
Eric will be building a new computer pretty much.
He'll be calling me, and I'll be making a trip to Michigan, up to 8 Mile, dodging the bullets. I'll get up there, put the PC together, run back here to nice Ohio.
To nice Ohio.
Where it's safe.
Where it's safe.
Right.
Yeah. Even RoboCop would get fucked up in Detroit these days.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Anyways, what else do we have?
I think we already did. Too late. What's next week's community question, Mayo?
All right, a question for the community next week. What's the better buy for you? The PS5 with a disc drive for $4.99 or without the disc drive for $3.99?
We're going all console questions here the last 2 weeks. I like it.
Yeah. All this new hardware.
Let us know.
all this
We'll put that
new
on.
console shit, man. It's all the news. It's all going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as, we play PC games, it's really all console hype this fall. It's all console.
Let's hear it, PlayStation guys. I want to know, what are we doing? Are we doing the $4.99 with a drive, or are we doing the $3.99 without?
Personally, I'm going to do the $3.99 without if I can get my hands on some. Because Sony did say they botched the fucking pre-order thing. They're like, we fucked up, guys, but we're hopefully going to put more out here in the next few days. Yeah. So I'm going to keep my eye out, dude. It's really hard. Like, the other day, I saw that post where, like, Walmart is doing it at 6 p.m. I saw that post, like, 15 minutes before the shit was doing it, and I was on the website. I was, like, there. And I was able to get the PS4 Pro. They were only doing the $500 version of the console. They weren't doing the $300 one. So I was able to put the $500 one in my cart. But by the time I got to actually process the payment and check out, it was, like, too late. Sold out. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I had 3 people call me at work. 2 drivers and one at the driver's office, and they're like, "Hey, you're a Xbox person. How do I get the PlayStation?" I'm like, "Well, I do a gaming show, but yes, yeah, which one do you want? The PlayStation. So it was on what, Tuesday? Was it? Or
Something
I
like
think it was
that.
Tuesday or Wednesday. No, it was on a Thursday, right? And so I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like I was trying to search the HGP group and Discord and
It's hard. You cannot find them. And then, like, I know the first night that they went live, who was I on here? I was talking to somebody on here. Was it you, Mayo?
I think it was.
Remember I told you I had it at Target? I had it in my cart and everything. And I should have just pre-ordered from Target. Because I literally had the PS5 in my cart. And it was, like, in stock and available to ship whenever the fuck it releases and pre-ordering. And I just didn't go through with it. I was like, I'll wait. And the next 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, fuck, I want a PS5. I want one.
Gone.
Who do I have to fucking become evil towards to get one, huh?
You're all about being evil today.
maybe Jesus, I got it. You know, when they come up with those autonomous vehicles and they're delivering the new PlayStation 5 over to, let's say, who are you up there nearby? Jonathan Hall, right? Meet him at an intersection, T-bone that thing, man. Just bam.
What's up with you and T-boning vehicles, eh? Hey, what's going
You're
on
evil.
here, Gunny?
That's what an evil
I'm really
person
starting to
would
question
do.
my decisions of being around
You
here.
would hijack that car.
Guys
What?
are T-boning stuff. Jesus trying to be evil.
Gunny, but
I'm
I
just
mean,
trying to live my life in good Ohio.
I
You just zapping it with an EMP.
I'm not
you?
being evil. I'm being nice in my head. You guys may think I'm evil, but it's all good over here, guys.
Who do I knock over for this new console? Yeah. Who can I screw over this time?
We gotta figure something out here. I mean, this is gonna get, PS5, man. You gotta have it. Like Black Friday isn't gonna happen this year. That's for sure. So what's the deal? What's gonna happen, guys?
Oh yeah, that was the other question I got this week from one of the drivers was, is that what I do? I wait for Black Friday? I'm like, yikes, no, I would not do that. So I think I gave everybody pretty sound advice
What did you tell them?
on pre-ordering the PlayStation 5. I said, I just basically told them like, hey, do you guys have Twitter? And I've heard of it. And I'm like, look, just go on your computer or your phone, whatever the fuck ever, Google Chrome. And then
Old man Gunny ever talking about Twitter to people.
I told him, I said, look,
Gunny's
go on
over
there.
there. You guys got the TikToks?
They hooked me up with the TikToks. That's what they did.
Gunny over there trying to get people signed up for TikTok at his work. You guys do the dances on the TikToks? You can find a PS5 on there.
He'd be like, you know the ones. This one right here.
Fucking Gunny.
You know, China over there, the Chinese Communist Party's over there looking at Gunny. Don't sell his profile. You see him dancing? Holy no, not gonna happen.
Gunny will save us from the Chinese Communist government. Gunny himself with his dances. Oh shit. Gunny, you're so hipster, dude, but like you're old. You're a boomer hipster, Gunny. You're like Jonathan Hall almost.
Almost.
Jonathan Hall's a little bit younger, but Jonathan Hall's on another level. He don't even know how to use Discord, okay? Like, we need to fucking fix that, right?
No, John, I'm trying to get you to buy at least a Google Chrome. He doesn't want to buy a little old cheap laptop. Do it, man.
Jonathan should be embarrassed, all right? Gunny's over here using the TikToks, and he's older than he is, all right?
And Discord.
And Discord, and all that shit, so.
I do the Pinterest. The Pinterest. Pinterest.
Yeah. Pinterest.
Makeup photos. That's what I do.
Anyways, where can we find you, Gunny?
You'll find me on Xbox. On where else? On my awesome Epic store and Uplay. Yeah, go Gunny Chief. One word. Gunny Chief. Over on PlayStation, which I don't want to trade in, man. I'm HGP_Gunny. Twitter, Kane Marston. I got many names, many aliases.
Cool.
Thank you for adding me on Twitter, people. Kane Marston.
Where can we find you, Mayo?
Oh man, you're gonna find me, of course, on the Discord as the Mayo. Over there playing Among Us and maybe streaming a little bit. I know my Twitch is the Mayo 01, and then you're gonna find me as the Mayo 01 on Steam, and you can see it on Xbox and all that fun stuff. So find me over there. But yeah, again, find me on the Discord. Easiest way to do it. It's linked to my other profiles. So go that route.
Nice.
Jesus, you?
You can find me on everything as Jesus Walks a Lot. I'll be playing some more Call of Duty this week, as well as, I don't know, Among Us, Mafia 3, Mafia Remastered comes out on Friday.
Yeah, it's on Friday. Okay, I was looking at that on the Xbox store. Trying to see.
So there's that.
Out. I've never played that Mafia 1, and I really, really enjoyed Mafia 2. Do you think this is going to hold up? Have you seen any reviews on the first one?
I haven't seen reviews on it, but I have seen that they're remastering everything. So pretty much the thing that's going on with that, like, I really enjoyed Mafia 1, and I thought it was a cool story. It's more of a... If you've seen, like, mobster movies and all that shit, like, it's like that. It's like a mobster movie. You're this dude who's, like, talking to this FBI agent in, like, a bar or something, and you're pretty much telling them what happened. And as you're telling him the story of you being in the mafia, this family or whatever, crime family, it's going back in flashbacks, and you're doing the missions that the dude's describing. Like, all right, we did this, and we fucking did that and that. It's a lot like Mafia 2. Mafia 2 had more things to do in the map, even though it seemed probably
more
like
open world.
But Mafia 1 is open world. Mafia 2 is open world, but it has more things to do in the map than Mafia 1. But Mafia 1 still has the same thing where, like, the cops will pull you over if you're driving too fast. You run out of gas, and your car will fucking run out of gas or whatever. Like, it's shit like that. So, Mafia 1, it's a well-done story, man. And actually, in Mafia 2, you kill the main character from Mafia 1. Spoilers.
Like a Red Dead Redemption type scenario there. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I think maybe my next purchase, like, I'm looking at either that Mafia trilogy or Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning.
Anyways, right here, people. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll catch you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Show number 324. Coming at you next week.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for being Patreon supporters, to the Patreon people, and thank you all for listening worldwide. We love you all. Peace out, people. Hopefully you get your PS5's pre-order. Right, Mayo? Right?
Prepare for Tuesday.
Right.
Xbox.
Prepare for Tuesday. 8 a.m. Pacific time in America and Canada, and whatever time in the other parts of the world. 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. CEST, and then fucking... Was it in Australia? 8 p.m. Australia time or something? 9 p.m. Australia time? I forget.
The article. In front of me.
Bye! Bye, everyone! Bye! Have a good one.
Good.